Listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Teej Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Teej Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 five-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off the first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
Let's just have a conversation.
Family.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. What's up? What's up? Everybody in the chat, welcome. Thursday night, y'all know what it is. The best night on YouTube. I am your host for tonight, Trigger Mike, and this is Lapeef Let's Talk. Let's give it up for the real precious. Hola. Uncle Rick, Lady Di, Mr. Let Go, Chris Featherston, Enaz, Sweeney, and Jane. How y'all doing this evening? Once again, thank you for coming through the Lapeef Let's Talk. I am your host, Trigger Mike, and we always got the good topics for you here on the best show on YouTube. We appreciate y'all for coming through. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley, 30% off along with a free gift. The link is in the description. Father's Day is coming up, so you make sure you grab that Teej pack for the men in your life, your brother, your lover, your husband, your boyfriend and your husband. You know how some of y'all do. All right. So just get that popping. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see who we got out here bright and early, or dark rather. Dale Matthew, what's going on? Green Gang in the building. The Bear the Boxer. My man Fatty, Green Gang, what's up? What's up? JJ Carver, how you doing? Esh, how you doing? Always faithful, showing love. What's up? T-Dub, how you doing? Doris Myers, what's up? Mr. Ray, what's going on? And we got a lot of people. T-Dub, what's up? What's up? Thanos Theory. Welcome. Marquise Keys, Ed Hill. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for coming through. And I really got an icebreaker I want to talk about, man. Y'all heard about DC Young Fly, his lady? Oh, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, yes, people pass every day. But when they show young people, young parents and their kids, I take a moment. And I took a moment. Because I don't even know, necessarily how. I don't want to speculate. I know what they're saying, but I was just like, these children, don't they have 3? They got 3? Oh, man. What are y'all thoughts, man? Talk to me.
It's sad that she passed away. But to have been getting the surgery, I don't know. I don't condone the surgeries to make your body look better, but that's just me. But it's just so sad that she's just so young, had 3 children, I don't know if they were like engaged or, she was a long time girlfriend of his, But it's sad. It's just it should definitely wake some people up, and they should second guess going underneath the knife.
Yeah,
But we don't know a lot of the details. But that's allegedly that's what they're saying is what happened to her.
indeed. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll say this. One, rest in peace to the young woman. She was like 31. I see this surgery thing as a mental disease. Is people who just don't necessarily love themselves, where they see getting surgery at the young age, whether it's BBL surgery or whatever, wanting a bigger butt, it's a mental issue, in my opinion. And when we see something like this happen, just like what Precious says, I just hope that this resonates with the young women to stop doing this shit. Yeah. So I'm just going to say this. Don't allow this young lady losing her life. Don't let the lesson go in vain. Because if you don't see this and say, damn, I'm not going to get surgery, she just died in vain. So this is a situation where we can easily just say, oh, wow, that's crazy. Or either we could say, damn, let's stop doing this shit so nobody else will lose their life.
Wow, bro. That's deep, bro. That's really, I mean, like I said, if it had anything to do with the complications from the surgery, because I think I just remember seeing something like she actually put up a post saying that, mommy makeover and whatever and all of that. And then, she passed today. So like, just look at the kids. That's why I said, look at the kids. Are you ready for that surgery or whatever you think that you got going on to take you away from your family, from your children? That's the part that just I don't even know how I would explain such a thing to my children. It's not a good enough reason. Maybe for their childhood, I'm gonna have to make something up, right? Because it's not a good enough reason. I just feel like we definitely have made things normal. This is not normal. We need to stop trying to normalize it. If you want to know if men consider it beautiful, what type of men are you talking about? The married men out here literally love the hell out of their natural wife body after she had the children. All right, so really take in what the lesson this is trying to teach. Definitely, you had some stuff to say, Mr. Lego. Anybody else want to speak on this before we get into the first topic?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like they're trying to get the easy way out. Back then, it used to be like that slim fast drink, a pill maybe. But now it's straight up surgery, and now they're like, oh, let's do fat transfer style. Which now they're like, oh, that's a healthier option because we're just removing fat and putting it here. Stuff like that in general is making it seem like it's okay when all you have to do is just hire a personal trainer, right? For the ones that have money, that are able to afford it. Hire a personal trainer. They will get you right. You will look better than your surgery. So I would say to women in general, let's just stop being lazy. It takes a lot of work to lose weight, but it took a lot of work for you to gain the weight. So the same work you put in to gain that fat, remove it. You can do it. You don't feel like you're so insecure that you don't want to push yourself past your limit. You push yourself past your limit to have those kids, right? So then you should be able to push your limit to lose your weight. Put the same energy into things that matter. It's not worth losing your life, and now your kids don't have a mother.
What I don't like about it is that y'all never hear about the poor people who die for the same surgery.
That's crazy. You're right.
How many girls then took trips, Colombia, $3,000, and they never make it back home.
Yep. Mexico. Yep, that's crazy. All right, so we're going to keep on keeping on. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We're going to get it started, Precious. We're going to start with you. The first topic of the night is dating a person with kids like forced polygamy? So we got a video to accompany this topic. Stay tuned for that.
Woman with kids, it's like forced polyamory, it's forced polygamy, because now you even have another man in your life that can dictate emotions and dictate policy with that woman. So for example, let's say me and this woman, we're going to get ready to go to Hawaii. and me and her gonna pack our bags, and then her baby daddy call and say, hey, I'm not watching so and so, or I'm not gonna do this, or something happened. That man can change the direction of a trip. He could change the direction of her mood. There's times where I've seen it where, oh, I just got off the phone with my baby daddy, I'm upset. Like, he can change things in your household. You could be talking about another man on a Friday night instead of you talking about what you guys are gonna get ready to do. So this person, like it or not, cool, we co-parent well, we don't co-parent well, still has access to your woman in certain ways. That's like, all right, can you tolerate that? And a lot of women's like, this man don't have access to me, we just co-parent. Yes, he does. He's gonna be an active role. He's in the movie, he's in the show, he's a starring cast member until 20 years old, 21 years old. Can you handle that? Can your ego handle that?
Ooh, all right. I feel like that's a good one to start with.
Polygamy.
All right, Precious, you got it. Take us up.
Forced polygamy. I don't know about forced polygamy, but there is, I mean, he is a factor in the situation. That's why it's good to be able to be adults in the situation, be able to communicate, be able to have healthy communication between you, the father, and the person that you're with. That person being able to speak to the father as well, because if you're going to call it forced polygamy, and polygamy period, the communication needs to be amped up even more than in a monogamous relationship. So that needs to be understood. As far as changing plans and having control over the woman, I don't know about all of that. Like, you have control over the child, and they say it take a village. So I don't know about having control over the woman, but he is a factor in the situation. And I think that if you can communicate in a healthy way, and all parties, come to the table, whether they like it or not, because the situation is just going to be the situation. You should be able to, come to some type of terms, some type of agreement, and be able to work it out. And sometimes it may be case by case basis. But again, you just have to be mature adults. It happens, and I've seen it work.
All right. Uncle
My
Rick,
thing is,
you want to go? Go
yes.
ahead.
How is it forced when you decided to be with that person? No one made you be with the person. You like, okay, cool. I don't mind being with a single parent. I'm willing to take in the role to be here for a child that may be in need and change someone's life. That's not forced. That's a choice. That's all I wanted to say.
That was just coming out of your pores. I could feel you were sitting there like, hurry up, Precious. All right, Rick.
She wanted to say it before I said it.
This is on the man. I don't care what nobody says. It's on him. He can cry about it, but that means you didn't have control of your woman when you got into it. I told y'all before, ain't no man gonna come and tell me nothing about what go on in my house, even if they is his kids. If that's the case, come get your girl and come get your kids. I'm trying to tell y'all, if you messing with a woman with kids, which nobody recommends, but you gonna do it eventually. Believe me, nigga, you will. Right? You gotta be the ace boon coon, the top dog. What I say, go. I'm the one taking all. I take a village. Well, the village ain't helping pay these bills.
Did you hear what I said?
You have no say. If you want to control what these kids do, you want to control what this woman do, come cover her. Come protect her. Come take her. It's cool, right? It's most single mothers out here. Facts. Right? So again, don't cry about just what hey, you chose this. Don't be mad. Stop crying about something you chose to do. You should have checked that woman in the door. Hey, what I say, go. I don't care what thing. Hey, it's what it is. Right? All a man got to do is stand on his square. That's really all you got to do. But when you allow another man to come in and dictate what imagine if that was your baby mama. How your girl act. Just imagine. That's all I got.
All right, MLG.
Well, I always say I come in and take over the whole goddamn family. So everybody gonna sit down and shut the hell up. So I talk to the woman. I'm gonna talk to the child, get to know the child, not just yell at the child. I'm gonna get to know the child. I'm gonna get to know the child's father. I'm gonna get to know the woman's father. I'm gonna get to know the woman's mama. And once I get to know everybody, we're going to put together an understanding of I am the person that your daughter, mama, baby mama, or whatever has chosen. And I am here to take over everything. And if y'all have a problem with that, you take that up with her. So as of whenever we get together and as we move forward, everything is up under me. Everything comes through me. It's just like when the feds take over and when the police is involved, the feds come in and say, all right, everything goes through me. You come to me. When there's a problem, you come to me. You don't go to the crime scene, you don't do nothing. So when I take over, I'm open and I'm here to hear everybody's voice. Everybody has a voice, but you don't talk to my lady no more. You talk to me. So the baby daddy talks to me. You don't talk to her. Y'all can have some type of communication, but when it comes to decisions, everything goes through me. Like I had somebody I knew, he came to me and said, hey, my baby mama has a new guy and things are crazy or whatever. And I said, okay, what's the problem? She won't do this. I said, whoa. You said she has a new guy. He said, yeah. I said, so why are you talking to baby mama? You talk to the dude. He's the new head. You don't talk to her no more. She's under him. So the man, everything goes through the man. So once the man takes over, and if he's an actual man, everything goes through him. So what the guy was saying is they got a relationship, and he said, no. So if me and my lady, and she got a kid, and we going out of town or whatever, me and the man going to talk. If the daddy have a problem, me and the daddy is going to talk. If the mama got a problem, me and the mama going to talk. She ain't in the conversation no more. I done took over. I run everything. So you come to me and we can have a conversation. I ain't telling nobody what to do, what not to do. I am just the actual person that you talk to. So whether I agree with you and say, you know what, you're right, dad or cousin, whoever, that makes sense. We'll do that. I'm totally open to that. So I'm not the my word highway person, but everything comes through me. So if it is a polygamous situation, y'all the gay ones. Because y'all gonna be calling me. Y'all the ones who gonna have my phone number. Because my girl is no longer in the picture when it comes to decision making. It's my shit, my house. I done came in, took over your whole goddamn family. I'm the baby daddy's daddy in that situation.
Well, wait. Just so I'm clear. Well, wait. You the actual baby father, you his daddy too. That's what you're saying?
Yes. I'm my lady's daddy, and I'm my baby. I'm her baby daddy's daddy. Everybody comes in and shuts up.
All right. Somebody got to say shit. Damn, we had a double dose of testosterone. Chris, we're gonna go to Enos and we're gonna come to you after. Enos.
Thank you. The gentleman in the video sounds like he doesn't quite understand what leadership is, right? Like if he's allowing other people to influence his home in a way where things aren't moving the way that they're supposed to in the home, it's because he's not doing his job, right? The woman in that situation senses that, right? And so if her baby daddy's the one who's running the household that he's not in and she's allowing it, it's because there isn't somebody who's pulling the reins. And so instead of blaming it on the situation, there needs to be some amount of accountability on that gentleman's role in the whole thing.
All right, Chris.
First off, I'd like to say big shout out to my brother Willie. That clip is from my podcast, just another podcast. So appreciate y'all for using the clip.
No doubt.
None of y'all are wrong. Everything y'all said is on point, but those are ideals and boundaries that we stand on. At the end of the day, if you have a boundary, it's not guaranteed to be received. So I can be the leader, the head, whatever you want to call it in my household. If this woman has children with somebody else, there's only so far I can go, period. At the end of the day, it can be an ideal that I have, but that's for me. That woman might not be able to come to that ideal with me when her baby daddy, I'm just going to take the scenario for what it is. Baby daddy calls and says, I'm not keeping these kids, period. I understand that you can say whatever you want, but if you have a woman that is of integrity or some kind of integrity, she gonna go get her kids. You can't do nothing about that. You can't control that other person at all. So it's like, what happens then when the man chooses to do something that you don't have any control over? What happens then? You can't. She has to go. And I'll even come to y'all's aid. Him saying forced polygamy, that's a little extreme. But I get the sentiment. He was talking about energy. So yeah, sometimes if you have somebody outside of the household that you're connected to forever with the kid, they can call and change energy because that child is cared for by the person that you're with. Like cared for. They care about that child. So yeah, that's just my opinion.
I got a question. What do you mean if the baby daddy says he can't take care of the kids, she got to go? Can you elaborate what you mean?
I'm just talking about the situation. Like if they talking, he was just saying that they were going on vacation and he's like, I can't watch them this weekend. That's out of your control.
You said watch them? They're his kids. He's not watching kids.
Or he can't keep his kids. He can't keep his kids.
You don't babysit your own children.
Okay, let's just change the words. He can't keep his kids.
Why?
Because he doesn't want to.
What if he just comes out and says he doesn't want to?
Out. We gone. We finna go. Because the thing about it is, when it's on the other side, when she turns around and says, I can't do nothing, I can't take care of these kids, he ain't gonna come get them. Mm-hmm. He's gonna say, figure it out. So he's the equal parent. Men want equal rights when it comes to parenting, just like women want equal rights when it comes to life, right? That's them your goddamn kids. If we finna go out and you got some issue or whatever, call your mama, call your cousin. You got family just like she got family. Because in most cases, she got to figure shit out when her kid's sick or this and that, or when something goes wrong. He figures the shit out too. Same way. We going out of town. You figure that shit out. Them your kids as much as they're her kids. Figure out, bro. We out.
But let me play the scenario. So what happens if he says, I don't want to figure it out? Is that a chance y'all gonna play with kids?
Yeah.
People that don't have any say in the situation.
CPS or whatever child protective services gonna come in because you are also the parent. You can't turn around and just say, "Oh well, I don't know what I'm doing." No, these are your children. Mm-hmm. See, men love to sit around and complain about how I'm on child support. I can't see my kids, and I don't do this, I don't do that. So when a woman does give a man his damn kids, he starts whining like a bitch, talking about, I can't do this, I can't do that. Figure out, bro, because women got to figure that shit out themselves. So no, you are also the same parent she is. And the thing about it is the man is the better parent. So if you start acting like a little girl, talking about you can't take care of these kids, figure it out. We out.
Okay.
I was gonna say, and I'm actually in agreement with Mr. Let Go, because I've seen that scenario play out plenty of times where the baby daddy tried to control the situation by saying, "Oh, well, I'm not coming to get him." Mama was at his door with the kids and walked off. I'm gone. This is our agreement. Figure it out.
What I'm saying is this again. We want to deal with hypotheticals. I'm saying the solution is he's not a factor. Period. He's not a factor, period. You have no say-so over here. None. It ain't gonna be you can't keep your kids because I won't even go through you. You a non-factor. If you want to have any say with your children and your baby mother, be with her. Be with her. Oh, those my kids. That means she's still your wife. Go get her.
Facts.
Go get her. Hold on. Let me say something.
Go ahead.
And let's flip it on his head, right? If it's to the point where what he says rides harder on her than it does what I say, she can go too.
Now, that's why I agree. That's where you
I
stand on the
think
boundary.
That's what
that's
we're saying.
By the way,
Yeah, no, I
You
agree.
gonna get your goddamn kids, or you gonna shut the hell up? Because everything goes through me. I don't took over all this shit. You ain't gonna be sitting around whining, crying, whining. Them your goddamn kids, or they my goddamn kids. Now I'm not gonna never keep no man from his kids, whatever. But if you start whining, you gonna lose your goddamn kids. Stop acting like a woman, and because they are your kids, just like they her kids. You feel me? And do your job, bro. Or you're gonna get kicked out of the damn family, and I'm gonna be the one to do it. I'm kicking your ass out.
Yeah, I would say don't be scared. Like, you know, step parents, do your job and do what's right. Like, and you ain't got time to be dealing with people's feelings. And your house is your house. Your house is your rule. So if they don't, you know, want to follow the rule, then that's their problem. We gonna do what we doing over here, and you could be mad. So what? What you gonna do? Call the cops? You sound stupid. Just deal with it. Or like I guess Ricky and everybody else saying, go be with her then. So I agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I said, either we dropping them off or they going on vacation with us then.
Oh, that's gonna cost money. But all right, let's keep the order going. We're gonna get to Jane and Sugar Curls. Jane, you're up next. The question on the floor is dating a person with kids like forced polygamy?
First, I just want to say I see my video is the signal is kind of rough, so just bear with me, but hopefully y'all can still hear me. But first off, I think the perspective that Mr. Let Go said was actually very mature. I love the fact that he said that he's taking control, which that's what single moms need. The thing I want to say is, like, I had this similar scenario where I wanted to go to Africa and I couldn't go, or I chose not to go because I couldn't get a passport for my son because my dad, his dad would not approve for me to get the passport to take him out of the country. So at the end of the day, I did not go because I'm not going without my son. So yes, there are fathers that try to deliberately ruin the experiences for the mom just because of, you know, he wants to have control or he doesn't want to see her, you know, with another person, whatever. But to fully answer the question, I think that the gentleman in the video took it too far. At the end of the day, if my son can't go, then first of all, his dad is not going to be, he's probably going to be like the second on the list or third on the list. I'm going to exercise the grandparents, my dad, his grandma, so and so, because I know that my son's dad is not really reliable. So at the end of the day, I would not go as far as polygamy. That's basically saying that he's in a relationship. I get what he's saying is that sometimes experiences may get a dent in them because you don't have the approval of the father. But at the end of the day, the mother should take control and say, look, I'm not just gonna drop my kids off with my son's dad. I'm gonna go and take them to somebody else's house so I can continue the trip or wherever we going. It's the show must continue. I'm not gonna solemnly rely on my son's dad. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. But I mean, at the end of the day, regardless, I don't think we should make it a big factor to say, okay, well, if he's not gonna watch the kids, then you know, then I'm just gonna drop them off. No, if he's not gonna watch the kids, we're gonna go to plan B. We're gonna get somebody else to watch them, or the kids is gonna come along. Period. And a mom that really is into the guy, a mom that's really, really into the new guy, she's not gonna let nothing stand in her way of that experience. So she's gonna figure it out. It's not gonna be like, oh, my son's dad or my daughter's dad or my kid's dad can't watch my, oh, whoa, it was me, we can't go. Hell no, we gonna plan B. What's next? Because we going. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I think the thing that gets left out when you have children with somebody is that you don't dictate terms with the kid if you co-parenting. And one thing that is left out of here is that it's the energy. If your baby father's being difficult, it's gonna mess with your mood. And I'm just placating to the clip. If he's acting up, it's gonna mess with your mood, and then it's gonna mess up with the climate in the house. That's what's gonna happen.
So I think to that point, though, Chris, like anybody could do that. It could be somebody's boss at work. It could be a teacher at school. It could be a coach. anybody could have that influence. But if you're not setting an environment in the home where it's a safe space to decompress and process and all of this stuff, or have a sense of control over it, you're removing accountability of yourself to create that, right? And that just perpetuates the problem. It gives that person permission to keep going in the manner that they're going in.
And let me say this to what you just said, brother. Is a difference between being a thermometer in an environment and being a thermostat in the environment. I control the temperature. I don't acquiesce to the temperature. I control it. So ain't nobody affecting my damn mood. I'm affecting their mood. I'm the thermometer. So as a man, you have to know who's the thermometer. I mean, I'm the thermostat. So you got to know who's the thermometer and who's the thermostat. And sometimes a baby daddy or ex-girlfriend, whoever, they start trying to, you know, dictate the relationship because they got some issues with you being around or whatever. And the first thing you have to do is you got to go to the person you're with and say, all right, so what we doing? So if you got a little bitchy baby daddy, if we got a problem, I'm out. So if you have a certain amount of control, if he has a certain amount of control over you, where you're getting stressed out off of what he ain't doing, you got a couple days to figure this shit out, or I'm out. I'm gonna find another woman. I ain't got time for this shit. This is your baby daddy. This is your kid. This is your cousin. This is your mama. This your whoever it is in your life that you don't have control over. Because my whole thing is I need the woman to have a certain amount of control of the environment in order for me to come in and have control over the environment. So when it comes to the woman, if she's just getting just pushed around like a leaf in the wind by baby daddy or whoever, you're not the right woman for me, because I can't come in and control anything if the woman doesn't have at least an understanding of who's controlling what. Like, is the aliens come to fucking the earth, first thing they're gonna say is take me to your leader. Who's the fucking leader? So that's the first thing I need to do. Who's leading this family so I can talk to him? And usually it's the woman's daddy. So I'm going to go to the girl, because usually when I date a woman, she usually has a daddy. I don't really mess with women who don't have daddies. I'm going to be like the aliens. Take me to your leader. I need to talk to your daddy. I'm going to need to talk to your mama. Who's doing what? And then I'm going to be like, all right, so what's going on with your daughter? Like, who's running her? What? And your mama, your daddy going to tell me, well, her baby daddy. So, yeah, what's up with her baby daddy? What he be doing? Because they're going to give me an unbiased understanding of what's going on in his household and what's going on in his family dynamic. So I'll know to either stay or either to and stay in control, or either leave and get the hell out. So if a woman or a family member don't have control over the family dynamic, she ain't the right woman for me.
The solution is, fellas, do not get involved with a single mother whose baby daddy has input on their life.
Damn, you taking my follow-up. Y'all taking my follow-up.
That's my
follow-up. That simple. You
input at all?
At all, my nigga. Look, this is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
But deadbeats only.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Deadbeats only?
I can't say
No. This is the fucking problem with niggas, right? This is the problem. Dating or married, it doesn't matter. If I'm responsible for y'all, you play by my rules. This ain't no compromise. Look, like I said before, if your baby daddy got input, if you still can't, we dating, you ain't got nothing to say about my kids, then take your ass to your baby daddy then. What else is there to talk about? Any other man who lets some other man interfere in his house is a goddamn simp sucker. You a sucker. And I tell y'all, hold on. I tell y'all it's all right to date a woman with children. It's too many of them out here not to. There's too many of him and out here not to. But to sit up there and capitulate on some stuff you paying the freight on is ridiculous. It's stupid. Oh, hey, you can date me. You can date me, but you can't tell you can date me. I can live under your roof. I can take all your resources. I can take all your energy. You can take care of me and my kids, but you can't tell me what to do with my kids. You can't tell my kids what to do. What type of shit is that?
We got a goddamn problem.
When you right, you right.
So
All right,
what
let's
you
get Sugar
stop
Curl.
it,
All right,
so
let's
you
get
stop
the
it at the door. You stop it at the door. If he has too much input, if he has any substantial input into the rearing of those children and that woman where it's going to interfere, you should let her go. So
Hold
again,
on. You said something. You just said
hold on.
something. You said if it interferes.
Right.
Now I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
I
So
agree.
again, what I'm saying is this, right? So, but again, if you're not man enough to have that fucking conversation at the beginning, you deserve what you get, nigga.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because
All right,
remember,
let's
I
keep
told you
the
I
flow
come in and
going.
take over every goddamn thing. So
Let's keep the
he
flow
can
going.
have
Let's get it.
input, but it's going to be through me.
All right, let's get Sugar Curls in there, and then Sweeney.
Good evening to everyone on the panel.
How you doing?
Good to see y'all again.
Yeah.
Is it possible to play the video, or do you want me to just answer the question?
No, I could play. Oh, damn.
If you don't mind.
Give me 1 second. I'll bring it back up. All right, here we go.
A woman with kids, it's like forced polyamory, it's forced polygamy, because now you even have another man in your life that can dictate emotions and dictate policy with that woman. So for example, let's say me and this woman, we're going to get ready to go to Hawaii, and me and her going to pack our bags, and then her baby daddy call and say, hey, I'm not watching so-and-so, or I'm not going to do this, or something happened. That man can change direction of a trip. He could change direction of her mood. There's times where I've seen it where, oh, I just got off on my baby daddy, I'm upset. Like, he can change things in your household. You could be talking about another man on a Friday night instead of you talking about what you guys are going to get ready to do. So this person, like it or not, cool, we co-parent well, we don't co-parent well, still has access to your woman in certain ways. That's like, all right, can you tolerate?
All right, you got the context?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot. So when I'm looking at this question, I'm thinking if a couple is dating, and let's say the woman has children, she has a baby's dad, and I don't think there should be too much control going on at that point because they're not engaged or not married. But I do think she, as a woman, should have established boundaries. She should have established what's going to go on, especially if they're divorced. I don't think the baby's father should have a lot of say so over what she does if she's living in her own household. Now they are co-parenting, so there are certain things they may agree on. However, once she starts dating and she's serious, she's engaged to a new man, then, you know, quite naturally, and even from a spiritual standpoint, now her new husband has more control and authority over her and her children and the children. So in his household, I don't see how it can be polygamous when it's his household. He is over his wife and over the children. The baby's dad, when the children goes over there, he has certain rules and standards in his home that the kids are going to abide by. And so I don't think it would be forced polygamy because the man has control over his family, including those children.
And he said a word, policy. The policy becomes my shit. So the policy thing, he has it wrong. The man that just comes in, his job is to offer a system or a new policy that the woman agrees with. Now, if there's already a policy, that means she has to make a decision on whose policy she's going to abide by, the baby daddy or the new man. And if she chooses the baby daddy's policy, well, just like what Ricky says, she needs to go ask with him. So, because when I come in, she has a choice. She has a choice to choose me, but I'm going to offer my policy and my system. And the day she says she's going to accept my policy and system, everybody sits down, everybody shuts the hell up, and I'm the baby daddy's daddy. And if he got a problem with it, oh well, he can become a deadbeat dad, and I'll take it over from here. Not on purpose. He has a choice also.
Mr.
But if
Lego.
he has a choice to stay, he's going to sit down and shut the hell up just like everybody else.
Mr. Lego. All right. So who said policy? Was that you, Sugar Curls?
The guy in the podcast, the video. The guy said policy.
Was he referencing policy as in the child support order or the
No. Policy as in rules of the family, rules of how things go.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
I become the new policy, so nobody cares about his policy unless his policy is better than mine. And if that's the case, she needs to go back to him.
Okay.
All right, Sweeney, take us out on this topic, bro.
I mean, there really ain't much to say on it beyond what everybody. I'm sure we done heard everybody's views in regards to this. I'm sure we agree with some things, disagree on others. In those scenarios, I would say this: if I was put in that position, I don't plan shit around somebody else's schedule. I make sure I clear out that schedule myself. So, i.e., I put things in place within my family that I know nobody else can interfere. If that means, hey, my kids got to come with me, or if that means, hey, I got to pay somebody to do it because XYZ, that's what I'm prepared for, because I don't try to plan things around other people's schedules. So, for instance, if I did have to deal with a baby father who I.e. felt like, all right, well, in this scenario, because I don't want y'all to go to Hawaii with each other, I'm not gonna come pick up the kids during the time I'm supposed to come get them. You wouldn't get that opportunity with me because I wouldn't plan anything around your visitation period. Wouldn't say, all right, well, we about to go to Hawaii because you know what I mean. You get to go spend the day with your dad this weekend, so that frees up some time for us. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And if it did just so happen to happen that way, me personally, I'm like, I can either go to Mr. Let Go route where I say, hey, look, we bringing the kids by and it is what it is, or I can go the route where men are not the what's your lady? What's your name?
Jane.
Jane.
Yes.
Or I can go the route of Jane and say, all right, well, next best canary, but you know what I mean? I got another person that I can go to, or push come to shove, and I'm always prepared for this. Kids coming with us. Okay. So it's I mean, it's really, I get what everybody's saying in regards to, you know, controlling the household and things like that. But that's all fine and dandy in a vacuum of a world. And I said this a while ago, the only thing you can do when it comes to scenarios like that is leave the person. But if you actually want to be with that person, and those are the type of dynamics you start to recognize, there is going to be some problems. You know what I mean? Because he's right. If y'all plan this vacation around the dad, keeping the kids, right? And you ain't got no other plan in place, and he says, I'm not coming to pick him up this weekend, there ain't no law to force him to do that. That means one thing is for sure, you can do whatever you like. Mr. Lego said, okay, I can make you an absent father, then, i.e., we're gonna go to court, make the adjustments, this, that, and the third. But that comes after the vacation. That means you just lost out on the money for the Hawaii vacation, because she's saying, hey, look, we got to go get the kids, or we can't take the kids over there. So you stuck not going on that vacation. Now you got decisions to make.
Sweeney, I would just pay whoever I need to pay a family member.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
An absorbent amount of money in order for the family member to watch the children. But guess what happens when we come back, though?
Yeah.
Guess what happens when we come back?
Who gives a damn though? Who gives a damn what happens when we come back? He ain't got no say so. Who gives a damn about that? Who gives a damn? That's
my whole point. So that's all. That's my whole point. So if he turns around and wants to act like a woman, I'm going to take care of it because I'm the leader. It's okay, bro. But when we come back, now there's going to be some changes made, and he ain't going to like the changes. And now he's going to be another dude like, oh, he won't let me see my kids. She won't do. I got like, bro. If you don't operate in congruency with my system, you going to get kicked the hell out.
Well, that
nobody have time to be playing on a grown ass man.
Well, Mr. Lego, here's the thing, and you're right. There's things that you can do. There's this lawyer on TikTok. She talks about it all the time, because they ask him a question: what happens if he doesn't pick up the kids? What happens if he doesn't? Then you go file a motion to reduce the visitations and things like that, and that's cool. But there's also instances where he may not be able to. Because we're talking about it from a perspective where he's just being malicious. But
there's times she wasn't able to, but she still did it. We always talk about how mothers or single moms are so strong and they sacrifice. His ass gonna sacrifice. Nobody cares. I don't care if you're sick. You got a mama, you got a sister. Let somebody else watch. It's on you. You are the other parent. Women got to go through parenthood, no matter if they sick, whether in a hospital or anything. But the
Mr.
second
don't
a
have to.
man, he stubs his damn toe, all of a sudden, I can't see my kids. Bullshit. Come get these goddamn kids, or don't ever come get these goddamn kids.
Just let go. That's a hard sell, bro.
Man,
I see what you're saying.
These are your children.
Listen, bro. Listen. That is
They're your
hard,
children. It's not a sale.
Listen, because you just saying that's a hard sell to go to court and be like, hey, look, I know his mama died and he said that, hey, he couldn't grab the kids this weekend, but I want to file an injunction to make sure that he to take his rights away. That's a hard sell. That's why I said we're not just I'm not going to talk. Obviously, if this is a situation where he's being malicious, I get it. That's an easy sell. But there's a lot of shit that happens in people's lives where they can't do. There's even single mothers. Sometimes there's shit that happens where they have to send the kids off to get, you know what I mean?
But the daddy never comes and gets them when the single mother goes through what she's doing. And that's all I'm saying.
We don't.
The baby daddy never comes and gets them, no matter what she's going through.
You don't know that. You don't know that. I've heard stories on both ends.
I'm not saying he's never around in those situations.
No,
I'm
saying we don't know that because there's been several scenarios where the baby daddy, hey, I need to work a few extra hours. He says, all right, I got you. There's been plenty of we don't know that. All I'm saying is that I'm in agreement with you that there has to be changes if we're talking about malicious intent. But if you're talking about, you know what I mean, scenarios in which shit just happens, it's a hard sell to be like, all right, well, we're going to take your rights away because you didn't come get your kids this weekend. We wanted to go on vacation. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you got to have some compassion for people.
I'm not saying there's no compassion. All I'm saying is
about beat this topic to death. I got to move on. Like,
all right, we can move on though.
I got a follow-up question, but I'm a little afraid to ask it. But I want to ask it to y'all, and don't beat it to death because we got to move on. But we're talking about co-parenting situations, and I've been so afraid of it my whole life. I'm not gonna lie. And some of the stuff that I've heard. What is real quick? Anybody that want to jump in? What is the craziest, most outlandish trespass that you have seen a co-parent do against the other parent?
Trespass?
Like they just did something outlandish. They had no business.
Violation.
They just violated, like no reason to do it, just to poke
I had
the
a
other
neighbor
person.
who her child's father kept knocking at the door and she just wouldn't answer the door. And then finally you just hear him bum rush into her apartment. Yeah. And like runs up the stairs. But hey, I mean, she moved in with him. He done threw her down the stairs. I don't understand these relationships, but it was crazy. It was crazy to witness, but that's the craziest I've ever seen. Somebody just straight bum rush into your place.
I've seen during a drop off, like you drop the kid off at a parking lot, exchange the child, where the baby mother spit on the wife during the drop off. Yeah, that was. Whew.
Damn. So mine is it's usually, that's the worst part about it. I know the dudes be getting into it, but I think the women got the dudes beat. I've seen more women involved situations. I've seen the wife because I think usually I'm not speculating on this situation, but usually men should kind of know better that women are extremely sensitive to other women in their space, especially when it involves their children being nice to the stepmother. It's almost like you're not allowed to do that around the birth mother. The birth mother and her sisters jumped his new wife. That was the worst. And nobody knew what was going on. We don't know what was said. She was a super delicate, super soft lady, and she was just like caressing his back, being all wifely. And the daughter, something, mommy. And then the mom turned around, but she was talking to the stepmom. Ooh, we were like, God damn, don't call her mommy. Your mom about to flip out. And then less than 5 minutes later, they stomping her out on the floor.
You see,
that's
where the man has to know, like he has to protect his wife. He should know that the woman he was with is reckless. Like, for example, I'm gonna use me for example. Similar situation, right? And I'm not really allowed to be around that person alone. Never. You know, you got to make sure that you're protecting what's yours. You can never let that happen, because that's sad what you just said. That should never happen.
It shows a lack of respect for the man.
It was the kid's birthday party. All the kids were watching. It was the most ghetto shit I've ever seen in my life.
Get right.
Nah.
Straight up.
The worst scenario that I would say that I've had is probably my own. And I can't say that this is the, like, it ain't. Like I said, I didn't find out about my son until he was 2 years old. She wrote me, was like, oh yeah, we got a kid. So went to court and everything, got the court order, got my visitations, everything. And this was during the period of time I was in Indiana. So I was driving back and forth every 2 weeks because my visitation order was that I get to see him for 6 hours on Saturday every 2 weeks. That's how it started. So I was driving back and forth 3 hours every other week to go see my son. And the second visit, the second or third visit, I can't remember which one it was. I showed up. She refused to give me my son. Now, of course, you know what I mean? Luckily, you know what I mean? I got my pops, my parents, my mom, and of course, my now wife, but she was my girlfriend at the time, was all in my corner. And first thing they told me was like, hey, everywhere you go, especially when it comes to him, take your child support. I mean, take your court order with you. So when we pulled up to the house, of course, she refused to let me see him or whatever. Now, in most cases, the police can't do crap about it. They just show up and be like, oh, well, you just got to file a report and go to the court afterwards. Well, this particular situation, and granted, I was glad that this happened because this was the last time she ever did it. I show up. He was like, so I called the police. Of course, she called the police too. Police show up. They was like, okay, what's going on? Hey, man, I just drove 3 hours to get here. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to see my son. I only got him for 6 hours. Showed him the court order. He looked at her. And the police just kindly looked at her and said, are you serious? He came 6 hours to come see him. Go get that damn kid. In those exact words. She walked in the house, walked him outside.
Yeah.
You know, of course. And that was the last time she ever did it. Now, granted, it's hard to do because not all the time that this shit works in our favor. But I think when we show effort as fathers and things like that, and we go out and we push for the things that we want, and like I said, this is after I didn't know my son 3 ways from Sunday up until he was 2 years old. I was able to get the visitation that I was given. I was able to, you know what I mean? Child support obviously played a factor. And I'm also able to claim them every other year on my taxes. So, and on top of that, I was able to change his name. So it can be done. And I did this with no lawyer, just me. But like, if I had to say that was probably the craziest situation. And for a long time, like, she still tries stuff here and there, but sometimes you just got to control what you can control and let go what you got to let go.
That's crazy. What?
Can I add something?
Please do.
Okay, so I'm going to give y'all a new perspective, a different perspective, and this is why that's why I go so hard for Men Are Not the Enemy, because I chose a healthier mindset. So I think that, and this has nothing to do with the topic, but something to do with the topic. I think that women need to know what it feels like to have their children ripped away from them and not know where they are. So I'm gonna tell y'all a slight little bit of my testimony and why I go so hard for men. My daughter's dad took her when she was 2 years old. Like we broke up, and then I moved out of the city to try to like get my own job or get a job and get back on my feet, blah, blah, blah. We had a verbal agreement that when I get back on my feet, I'm going to come back and get my daughter. It took me like 6 months to do that. I called them. So during the 6 months, I'm calling my daughter. Obviously, she's 2. Sorry about the background. She's 2 years old, so she can't verbally talk, but I don't care. The point of the matter is I was calling, I was checking on my daughter. So long story short, I didn't find her till she was 7 years old, 4.5 years later. And so at the long story short, rarely does a woman know what it feels like to not know where their kids are, for one, and to not go days without seeing their kid. Like very seldom do a woman know what that feels like. And I just wish, not saying that I wish that on single moms, but I just wish more women understood the domino effect, the everlasting footprint on that, and what it takes to build the confidence back up to be a parent after you've lost out on so much time. I think that women are ignorant to the opposing side and what she's actually doing. And I just wanted to share a little bit of that, because it's a new perspective in which women don't understand. Like, the dude is just trying to see his daughter or his son or his kids, you know, and a lot of women are out there making that complicated. And I know what that feels like, because I've been on the other side trying to file for the custody orders, trying to file for the pickup orders. And you're right, Sweeney. Yeah,
Sweetie.
Sweeney, sorry. Sweeney.
No, it's good.
It's Sweetie, like the female rapper
Sweetie.
Sweetie.
I
That's
never
right.
want to hear you
I like
refer to me as
That's what I'm
Sweetie
saying.
call him that.
ever
That's what
again,
I'm
bro.
saying.
Pause.
That's what I'm saying. I guess my accent or whatever, I don't know. But I understand where he's coming from, because he's right. When you do call the police, they won't do anything because it's a civil matter. So at the end of the day, I just want women who are tuning in today to understand, realize what you're doing, and recognize the long-term effect. And if he's not beating you, or if it's not nothing life or death, let that man see his kids. That's all I gotta say.
All right, let's get to these super chats. That's crazy. Yes, let that man see his kids. Just so y'all know, in 2040 something, I'm gonna run for the governor of Texas. And if y'all haven't heard, I'm gonna make it mandatory that all women give their children to their fathers at 9 years of age, and you got to pay him child support. So get ready for that, and don't vote for me if you hate. But I'm gonna get in there one way or another. All right, Trucker Yale, $2.
I love that.
Finally, Mr. Let Go, salute to you. What's going on? Trucker Yale, my man Ali, $20. Shout out to Lapeef, to the panel and chat. Where's Team Fatty? I don't know. JR organizes these panels, okay? He likes to diversify. Y'all know Fatty will be back. Count on it. BZ, formerly Baby Zaddy, $5. It's called the right of first refusal, meaning you give that parent the option first. If you not a good co-parent, y'all both trash parents. Y'all agree or what? All right. Trucker Yale, $2. Preach, Ricky. No compromise. Facts. JJ Carver, foreign currency, whatever the hell that is. Unc spitting fire and don't even have a red cap on today. He don't. I love it when you call me Big Papa Smurf. 2 pounds or €2, whatever it is. I'm the baby's daddy's daddy. Big Papa Smurf energy. Also, Papa Smurf, I'm also the thermostat. Big thermostat energy. Treesh Man, the rebirth, $5. These issues would never arise if you, as a man, wasn't thirsty for companionship and actually vetted that single mother prior to. So suffer. God damn. T.O., where Team Fatty at? Yo, I got all of the Team Fatty fans in here. All right. Stay tuned. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I'll drop down. Okay. Like, we got all Team Fatty. But thank everybody for the super chat so far. We got an all-star panel tonight. We're going to keep it coming. Keep the support coming. We're going to get started on the next topic. We're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to let the ladies go first on this one. Inaz, we are going to start with you. The next topic is date vision, but marry values. We talk a lot, Inaz, so I feel like you're going to have a good position on this one. There's also a video. Stay tuned for that.
Vision, but you marry value. And I think when people are in a dating space, right, looking for that one, dating is simply collecting data. My wife always says dating is collecting data. So when you're dating and you're collecting data, people ask questions about the future, about vision. Do you see yourself and what you see and what you want and where you're going? And people can paint with broad strokes these beautiful pictures of vision that people become enamored with and attracted to. But what they miss to ask in that collecting data phase is the value systems that support that vision, because you're not going to go where your vision goes. You're going to go where your value goes. Your value is the structure, the infrastructure that holds up, sustains, or acquiesces or possesses the vision that you have.
All right, Inaz, you got the floor. We'll start with you.
There we go. Sorry, technical issues. I agree for the most part, like 97% of what he's saying. I think people really miss out on understanding what a person's value system is, and not just what they value, but like the hierarchy of it, what the priorities are when it comes to values, the way that they make decisions when it comes to their values, if their values are indeed values or if they're just flexible suggestions. The one thing that I didn't agree with in the video is that he said that people don't really ask those questions. I think people do, and then they plug their ears or they're not observing. I think people are so fixated with the vision of the future that they're allowing the information that is right there in front of them just fly past them, because you don't necessarily have to ask questions, right? You can just watch somebody and see what their value system is, how they move, and make judgments off of that. And so a lot of people in the dating world right now just aren't paying attention to those things. They're sifting the information based on like confirmation bias. They're pulling out the things that confirm what it is that they're looking for or what it is that they believe, positive or negative, and are throwing all of the other valuable information away.
I believe in observing people, but I do think you do have to ask those questions so you're sure. Just observing someone is only going to get you but so far. You do have to have those conversations. You do have to vision is great. But how far is the vision going to how far has the vision taken you? How far has it gotten you? But as far as the values, that's important. You talk about being with somebody for a lifetime. The values have to be something that you discuss and that you agree upon, because that unequally yoked is serious. So if you can't agree upon your value system and what you stand firm on and your foundation, and if you feel for any moment that that's off or there's a crack in that, I say don't do it. They could be as fine as they want to be, but at the end of the day, you want someone who has good values. You want someone who comes from a good background. You want someone who comes from a family who has good values. That's going to determine your family line, your lineage, and it's going to help determine that, because you're going to go on that journey by yourselves. But if you come from good fruits, you're going to bear good fruit. So I think the value system or marrying for values is very important. I say don't compromise that, don't rush it. And if there's no good values there's no relationship there.
All right. Jane, let's get you in there.
So again, my platform is predominantly man. I'm for the man, so I'm gonna come from the man's perspective, or I'm gonna come from the perspective that I have the most passionate about. And that is like, yeah, I believe that there are no such thing as too many questions. I think you should question them down. I think that when it comes to men, that I love what Mr. Let Go said earlier about not dating women who didn't have a father figure in the home, because that's absolutely true. So I always encourage men to, ask probing questions. What's your relationship like with your father? What type of morals did your mother instill in you? What's your are your parents still married? Are they still together? What have you not healed from? What have you not forgiven? What types of do you want more kids? Et cetera, et cetera. I think that there's no such thing as too many questions. All the questions like what you like to eat, what's your favorite color, all those are like that's for like a walk in the park type of questions. Like you need to know all the whatever you align with, whatever you see yourself doing, whatever you like to do, you need to ask those types of questions that align with your lifestyle or with what you see yourself with. And I always advise men to also have a list, like create a list of what type of things that you want in a woman, so that you're not going off track, because I think it's easy for a man, like the real Precious said, women are so attractive that men forget that, dang, she's not even for me. How did I get here? She don't even, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, yes, it's definitely important to ask questions. And yes, the dating phase, the dating stage is for you to get to know them as much as possible.
And just for the record, that's what my card game helps men and women do. Vet the other person instead of just looking at how pretty and fine they are. And my card game is deeper discussions. Quick plug.
Well, that's what's up, because I'm coming out with a book, questions that men should ask women when dating. So I'll get your card game. You get my book.
That's what's up.
All right, Sugar Curls.
Okay, so I was thinking about this in a couple of different ways. I think it depends on how we define vision. So if a person, we're using it in a noun sense, if we're talking about vision, it's just simply the ability to be able to think about something in the future, plan for something, have wisdom. There's nothing wrong with meeting someone, they have a vision of what they're going to do in the future. But if he's using it more so in the action of just the imagination, like a person is dating someone else and they're imagining them to be someone else and they have all these great qualities and they're going to have this great life, then okay, there may be some caution in that area because that's not realistic. With regard to marrying values, a person's values is going to be their belief system, what drives them, what motivates them. So that is important to know while dating, and especially if you're having marriage in view, because then you're looking to spend the rest of your life with someone and you want to make sure that person, man or woman, understands what their focus is when they make certain actions or say certain things, what drives them, what triggers them. When I say something to you and you reply back, what is your belief system that brought you to that point? So unfortunately, many people do date with an imaginary view, but understanding what our value is first before we get into a relationship is going to be pertinent, because we can't then divulge into the other person's core values if we don't understand what our core values are. So the way he explained it was a little different, but I think I get the gist of what he's saying.
Nice. All right. Finish us out with the feminine perspective, Lady Di.
I was gonna go kind of like what Sugar Crow said at the end, that I like this topic because the problem today is people are not dating for neither. They don't even have a vision for themselves. They have trends and they follow that. And then they wonder why their relationships are not working. They wonder why they can't get married. And if they get married, they get a divorce because your values, your vision for it is not there. You know, so I believe in to date for vision and values and to marry for vision and values, because you got to have both. So if you're a lady, I'm gonna speak for ladies, you have to understand the man's vision that you're trying to be with. You know, you got to make sure that you align with that, right? And then he's going to back it up with his values. You got to make sure that you're okay with those things, you know, because in order for you to be a wife, you got to allow this man to be your husband and lead the family in the right direction. If you're not with his vision or his values, then, I mean, the relationship is not going to be anything. It's just going to be that you're marrying him for whatever he provided for you, right? You're not marrying him for him. You want to make sure that you're marrying people for what they bring to you, as in what's in their heart, what's in their soul, right? Because when the money goes away or whatever it is that you're really wanting, you're going to leave the person. So you want to make sure that you're with the person and not with them just for the money. So you got to date vision and values, marry vision and values.
All right. What is your perspective? Date vision, but marry values.
I think it's all bullshit what he's saying. You marry actions. Oh, I believe in this. I believe in that. Right? I believe in Jesus, but you out here fucking these hoes. Words is simply it's simply the canvas that people paint their bullshit on. It's the actions that matter. Don't matter what a person say out their mouth or what they say they believe, how they act, how they moving. Consistently. Right? See, that's how they get, ladies, that's how they get you, baby. Let me talk to y'all real quick.
Did you hear what I said?
Y'all see? This is what dudes do. You see how they say, watch what he do, right? But make sure he inspire, and then run us this bullshit. Date vision, marriage. Nah. Watch what a man do. Watch what he do. Understand that y'all fall in love with y'all ears and not y'all eyes. God gave you two of each of them. Use both of them. Right? That's bullshit what he said. That's game. You watch a man and you watch what he do. Same with fellas. You watch a woman and watch how she move. I don't give a damn what you believe as long as you do what I need you to do. As long as you move and how I need you to move, we good. You can think about it. You can hate it all you want. Everything ain't easy. Everything ain't gonna be what you like or what you happy with to do. Marriage is about D-U-T-Y. Duty. And if you fulfill that duty, do what I ask and do what we need to do as a couple and give me that booty, everything else gonna be all right. That's all I got on.
The emphasis on booty was legendary. I just want y'all to know that. Sweeney, we going to you. Date vision, but marry values.
I'm with Ricky on this. I think it's all bullshit, but not for the same reason he's saying it. It's all bullshit because I always say this: it takes a lifetime to get to know somebody. A full lifetime. You don't know how they handle a lot of different shit that comes to their life. So the problem is that a lot of us just aren't dedicated when it comes to the decisions that we make, and we don't know how to stick shit through. That's the problem. Is that when we make long-term decisions based on short-term gratification, and then we sit here and wonder why shit didn't work out. So when you go out and you make babies with somebody that you had no business making baby with, but the only thing you needed to do is take birth control or wrap it up or a combination of both, or you decide to spend 4 or 5 years with somebody for no reason other than because they get your rocks off. I mean, the simple is as simple as it's pretty simple. Find somebody that you can rock with and honor the vows that you took. Honor it. That's the only, like, and when we talk about this, the terms of the contract, whether we do it before the state or before God, is till death do us part. That's the only thing you have to honor in the contract. And then we don't even want to honor that. And then we got to go. Now you got to go to the state, and the state got to step in because they're like, well, since y'all don't honor this shit, we got to come in and fuck some shit up for y'all. Honor the contract. Whatever decision you make, stick to it because it is what it is. Whether you young and dumb or grown and stupid. Get with the person you get with, stick the shit out. You said you married that woman, you made babies with her, stick it out. Finish it. Finish it to the end of the road because the reality is that and I'm a product of this decision of my poor decisions as well. Like I said, I have a son out of there that I had out of wedlock or whatever. You know what I mean? And I can't tell you what I would have done in that moment if I had known about him early on in his life rather than later on. But learn from the people who've made the mistakes before you. Don't make babies and don't make babies with people you don't intend to be with for the rest of your life. Honor the decisions that you decide to make. I.e., if you decide to marry them, hey, you accept the fact that that person may change. You accept the fact that that person may go through things. You accept the fact that they accept the fact that you may change. Change comes in every relationship, no matter whether we want it to or not. The thing that we promise God and the state is that we're going to stick through it. In sickness and in health, for richer or for poor, till death do us part. That's the decision you make. Figure it out, because don't nobody want you out here. When you come out here, after you done and you done did whatever you did with your ex-husband or your baby daddy or whatever, nobody wants you after the fact because all you get is problem after problem after problem after problem. Stick to the decisions that you make. That's the simple part. Everybody's talking about date vision and married values. Most of us, here's the reality. Most of us don't really have any real values to begin with. Half of the shit that we say we find valuable, we don't even stick to. Christians ain't real Christians. Muslims ain't real Muslims. Hell, some of us believe in certain shit. We don't even believe in it. We only believe in it half the time.
They believe in rocks and shit.
I would say majority of the time, most of our values come from our parents, and most of the time our parents be kind of jacked up in themselves. So you chew the meat, spit out the bones, and go with the decision that you made. Stick it out, because once you get out there, all you keep doing is adding trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma. The more you stay out there and you stay single, you can teach somebody how to love you. You can work that shit out over time. But you keep starting over every 5 seconds because, oh, this situation didn't work out because, oh, the sex wasn't that great, or this situation didn't work out because he got on my nerve that one time he decided to sleep in the man cave instead of the room. We break up over the dumbest fucking reasons and then wonder why our situations are so jacked up. We don't even divorce for real reasons. Majority of the time, we have no idea the reason. You ask somebody, man, why did y'all really, what really happened? I don't know. Just wasn't happy no more.
Yep.
My thing is with that, Sweeney, like people, they have relationships with their parents, their sisters, their aunties and uncles, but they act like that relationship is all the way good. You're going to have disagreements with them. You know, you're not going to be always happy when your parent says something to you, but right. You are able to stick that out, right? When you get married, you got to make sure that you understand that person you married is now your family. That ain't going nowhere, especially when you make kids.
How many times have y'all seen somebody seen a cousin fuck them over 3 or 4 times in a row, and they keep going back, they keep being friends with the person?
Thank you.
You keep saying like, man, why are you still hanging out with him, man? It's their family. How many people do you see don't even cut off family members? They had cut off the person they made a. You don't owe nobody else in your family anything except for the person you decide to marry. But
and this is what's crazy though. The cousin or the family member, you can't even have sex with the person. So it makes even more sense that the person that you're having sex with, you'll give more chances to, versus the person that you're not getting shit out of, but annoyance. But the person you're having sex with that empties your balls every other night, you don't give them a chance and you just leave them, but you keep your little dumbass cousin around. What the hell?
Mama been getting on your nerve every day of the week. You still go
draining the balls.
Parent, your mama did you dirty, stole money out your account and everything. Still, right. I love mama.
Put it
hey, hold up. Your daddy ain't been there right now. He all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, he want to pop up and walk you down an aisle after a man that took care of you. Still love your daddy. But the one person that was supposed to be for you, see, because your mom and daddy, they had their own life. They made their own choices and decisions. Their life is done, right? Your children, they going to have their own life, right? But the one person that's supposed to be for you, you give up on them quicker than you can quit a job.
And the crazy part is, the woman you're with made a choice to be with you. Your mama had you by mistake.
Speaking of job, you won't even quit your job that you hate. You hate everybody.
You ain't have to go there and let go.
Damn.
So here's where I disagree with that, right? I think it's the total opposite. I think people are quitting on everything way too quickly, whether it's family members, whether it's jobs, whatever, right? Like we live in a generation now where everybody, it's not just marriages. People are leaving friendships. People are disowning family members. Like the job market is crazy. Most people don't stay at a job longer than 2, 3, even 5 years is an achievement, right? So if we're having that conversation, why would marriages be the exemption? Everybody's
I want to push back on what you said. It's not this generation. This generation don't even try. The generation you talking about is the generation you in, right? The generation you from, the generation before. Right? It's the people under my age. I'm 50. I made 50. Happy birthday to me. Yeah, this is my birthday month. Was my birthday month, right? The people 30 to 30, 35 to 45. Y'all, it's too many of y'all single. It's too many of y'all.
And I ain't quitting jobs.
Right?
Them old ass, no 35 to 50s do not quit jobs.
And this what I keep trying to tell y'all. These kids that's up on these 20, they not. These dudes is not going. These dudes is not going. Dudes would rather be by themselves. They'd rather be by themselves. They don't care. They don't care. They ain't out here trying to make themselves better. They like, hey, I'm good enough. Remember, because that's what the parents taught these kids. Hey, you're good enough. No need. Go to the schools. Ain't academia ain't even what it is no more. What it used to be. There's no need to strive. There's no need to be better. You're good enough. Cheerio.
You know what? I got a running theory, Rick. I gotta run it through. This might sound crazy. I done came up with this shit a while ago. I call it the because we always wonder what generation did this shit all go wrong, right? And I'm gonna say honestly, it was the millennials. That was the generation that did it. My generation. But there's hold on, wait. No. But there's two different people that came from the millennial generation. There's the I call it the regular ones that had normal, you know what I mean, parents that, you know what I mean, their parents had them between the ages of 19 and like 30 or whatever. Then you got the I call them the sister aunts and brother uncles. Those were the ones that were born from old ass people who decided to keep making babies at like 50, 60 years old back in the 80s.
Brother uncle.
And what happened with those kids is that y'all know what happens when parents get old. They tend to lax on their kids. So them kids grew up to be jacked up ass kids, right along with us, was in the same schools with us. And then they made babies who are just as jacked up.
DC Young Fly said that's a grand brother. All right, shit. Chris, let's get you in there.
I tend to agree more with Ricky. I think, but I agree with the statement too. I think when we talk about vision and values, I think those are things that you show. I think when you say date vision, you just get a picture of what the person is following or where they're headed. And values are kind of how they get there. I think it's important to know what a man is following, especially for women who's going to be subconsciously following that man. You're going to be headed towards where he's going. So you need to know those things. But those things are shown. They're not told. Like, so I agree with, I forgot who said it about watching a person. I agree you should ask these questions and all this stuff. But if I tell you my values are A, B, C, and D, and you want me that badly, and you're so emotionally dictated to be drawn to me or attracted to me, you're going to subscribe to those values, even if you don't even know if you can uphold them consistently. So I think, yeah, you should talk about it. Communication is great, but what is this person doing? What are their patterns? What are they showing that they really value? If they just want to have sex all the time, that's what the person showing that they value. If the person don't go to the gym and they want to sit on the couch and eat popcorn and watch movies all day, that's what they value. And honestly, I think attraction is something that should be vetted itself. You need to vet yourself and know what your values are, because that's going to dictate what your boundaries are and who you let in and who you let out. So values and vision, all that stuff should just be something that you assess when you look in the mirror. It should, somebody else's values and vision, like the person that matches your values and vision, you're going to look to the side and they're going to be right there with you. Like, it's not going to be somebody that you're not going to have to go look for them. Make sure you're walking your path and you're going to find that person. They're going to be right there parallel to you. And there's going to be nothing to talk about. Y'all just going to join hands and y'all going to walk it. So I agree with the statement.
Can I add something else real quick? And this is kind of in response to a lot of, I hear this all the time. People say, oh, people can lie to you for it. People aren't, we not that good at lying. We're not as good as we claim to be. Like, we always say, oh, that person, it takes a long time for that person. You would get married to them, all of a sudden they just change. Nobody's that good at lying for that long. You can't hide it that long. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm an annoying ass person. And I've had some of the best times with women back, you know what I mean? And I can be this upstanding dude for maybe a week and a half before I become that same, because it's in me. That's who I am. I'm just annoying. I'm this goofy, annoying dude that people, you know what I mean? And I can't hide that. Most of us can't hide who you are. You can't hide who we are for long periods of time. So we got to stop with the excuse.
It's not even that. People pay attention enough. They looking at everything damn else except what they just said. You heard what he said, right? You saw what she did, right? You see her mother over there, right? You see her kids ain't being taken care of, right? All of these things, they be right there. They just don't care because everything else look nice on the outside. And they're like, I want that.
And I think, I'm sorry. And I think that it's not that people lie for so long and they put up a facade for so long. It just takes people that long to get out of their feelings. It takes that long for people to step outside of it. Because attraction is funny. When you're attracted to somebody, you get a spike of emotion and it's a nice place. It's a nice place to be. We've all been in love, and I'm sure we've all been in love. We've all been in lust and all that stuff. It's nice to be there. It's warm, it's comfy, but when you wise up, you start to think like, yo, I need to step outside of this and really get a good look at where I'm headed, what's going on. You gotta assess it. You can't get too comfortable, and you look up and you in this whole thing with somebody you invested in, and this person ain't who they say they are.
So I think there's two parts to it, right? The first one is like, first impressions are really strong, whether it's a romantic relationship or whatever. Somebody's first impression of you is how they filter the information that they receive from you moving forward. If that's a front, they're going to filter all of the information that they're getting until they have enough information to see otherwise, right? The other part to it is that people are so willing to lie to themselves that other people don't have to lie very much. People look for that confirmation bias. If somebody wants to believe you're a good dude, they're going to see past everything you're showing them and look for even just breadcrumbs to continue to believe that you're a good dude. Same thing. If that man wants to believe that woman is the right woman for him, he's going to look past all of the red flags and start digging for little morsels that he can hold on to. People don't like change. People don't like things that are confrontational to the way they see the world. It's more comfortable to choose to see the little bits than to see the reality for what it is. A lot of people can't think critically and don't want to. And so if you're offering something opposing, they're going to take the easy way out.
And that's ego driven. And the ego want that validation. Like it's more bad than the person that they want. A lot of people stick in certain situations because they just don't want to look wrong. They want to be right, and they want to be like, oh, I got the right answer the first time or the third time or whatever time. They don't want to have another mistake on their record. So yeah, I agree.
And it's embedded in fear. So when you, especially women, when they date out of fear, women love to say, well, I don't want to get hurt again. If you keep saying you don't want to get hurt again, why the hell are you out here in dating then? Like, sit your ass down somewhere. So when women say they don't want to get hurt again, what do? They go get a pookie. They go get a loser, and they go get a dude that is stupid, broke, or inept, or some type of issue, so she can look at him as, I'm better than him. So they get with men that they are easily able to see that she is better than, because somebody that she's better than can't hurt her. So when you look at values, women don't have values. Women don't have standards. They have fears, and they operate off of that one thing. What they are afraid of, they avoid. That's why women that get with a good man run from him and go get with a plum loser, and then have a baby with him, and then start whining about why the baby daddy ain't stepping up. You didn't choose a man that ain't gonna step up. You chose a bum due to the fact that you're afraid of men and you're afraid of getting hurt.
I don't think it's anything to do with fear. It's comfort. When you
comfort comes from fear. You're afraid of being uncomfortable. It's still fear.
Let's hear her out.
So it's not the same thing, right? Like I can see how you draw that parallel, but parallels is like things that are equal distance from each other but different. Like, it's not, fear and comfort are not the same thing. There are women out there who do fear, right, being with a certain type of person because they don't measure up, whether it's a fear of whether it's an insecurity, whether it's a fear of screwing it up, self-sabotage, however you want to position it.
That's fear.
I said that. I think the other side of it when it comes to comfort is that you don't know anything else. It's not a fear of the unknown. It's, I don't want to grow. I don't want to change. It's an unwillingness. You want to stay stagnant. That's not
fear of the unknown.
And it's y'all, both of y'all are
fear of the unknown.
So
what y'all are saying is connected.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're parallel. They're side by side, but they're not the same thing, right? You can have somebody who has both, but they can be individual as well. You can have one without the other.
Yeah, women have the fear of the unknown due to the fact that they look for comfort, and they look for a dude that's less than her because she fears the unknown. It's a fear. and she tries to stay in her comfort zone. People who stay in their comfort zone have the fear of the unknown. It is fear.
Or a lack of skills, right? That they have. Sorry, ladies. It's also a lack of being able to maintain that. It's not just a fear. Like there's a skill set that comes with that too. If all you know is trauma, if all you know is chaos, it's not necessarily a fear of the unknown. It's the fact that you are not actually equipped to be in a healthy relationship, right? So like we put so much emphasis on fear that we don't look at the other side of it. Like you need to have the tools to be able to not only initiate that, but also maintain it.
It's
But
fear.
it all comes from fear.
Sugar Curls wants to get in there.
I wanted to tie in what Mr. Let Go is saying, and with this is Nas. Is that correct? Okay. So what they are saying is related, but it's not the same thing, because one can have comfortable or uncomfortable emotions. So if we ever look at an emotion wheel, there's many different emotions on either side. And then it's broken down by many other underlying emotions that are the root and core of actions and of decisions. So one can have uncomfortable emotions, and an uncomfortable emotion is fear. So if someone says, I'm uncomfortable with change or with moving forward in a situation, there could be underlying emotions that trickle down, just like a tree and a root that trickle down, but it's either comfortable to that person or uncomfortable. For instance, some men are more fearless and courageous. Women, quite naturally, we are a little, sometimes paranoid and fearful. But a man can be comfortable with certain emotions that women are uncomfortable with. So I just wanted to tie that in for the audience. Their points are valid, different, but related.
And I just want to say this, men are fearful also. So men not are as fearful, but keep in mind, men be scared of a lot of shit. Men are afraid of intimacy. Men are afraid of being judged. So women, yeah, but I'm just saying that men do be fearful also. I just want to say that.
But this is the thing I wanted to say to add to all of that is all of us, if that's the case, all of us should be fearful, because guess what? The ones that have gotten married, we were never married before. So we're afraid of something that we don't know, right? So we don't know how marriage is going to be like. We just see what marriage could be like. So that means if we're going to be fearful of things that's happening, then none of us should try to even achieve marriage or even be with somebody, because it's going to be unknown. You're not going to know until you do it. So I think at the end of the day, it's just choices and excuses. You look at what you can find, right? And you just try to find the best thing. So if we're going to use, that person is fearful because they're uncomfortable, because they didn't grow up this way. But guess what? A lot of us didn't grow up the way that we should be, to set forward. A lot of us didn't have that. Some of us had worse traumas than the other, but all of us had it. None of us on here, especially I believe, have had something like a perfect life. We've been through things. And for the ones that did have the quote unquote perfect life, that's what's up. But a lot of us did not. But that shouldn't make us not want to push forward. We should still try to push as much as we can and not use, I don't know, and then don't do it. Well, shit, I didn't know either, but I got married. I didn't know. My parents were divorced, but I got married. I have a stepmom, but I got married. You know what I'm saying? Those are excuses. You got to make sure that you don't look at the negative part and just look at what you can make it better. Just like when you become a parent, right? Some of us didn't have great upbringings on parents having a parent either. But if you are a good person, that's what you should try, strive to be. You're going to make sure that your child has the best life that you never had. Those are choices. Or you're going to give your child the fucked up life that you had. It's up to you. But you have that right because you are you become an adult. Unless you have a mental problem, you're gonna become an adult and you're gonna make your life better than what you had.
I think the fear thing comes from just a lack of faith, and then it's just none of us, just to talk to your upbringing part, all of us didn't have perfect upbringings. It's just our perspectives on it. I think when you look back at your upbringing, a lot of the times the trauma is the one thing that's the most memorable. So that's where we lean every time we turn around and look back. And that causes the codependencies that causes you to just focus on your demons. So you get with the person who hides the demons the most and not the person that helps you reflect the best. So I think it's just a lack of faith. Like when you have faith in something that's outside of a relationship, I think that's the problem. We think, oh, let me put my faith in this person. No, wrong place. Wrong place. Stop trying to put your faith in a relationship and all this, that, and the third, and focus on something higher than yourself. I'm not going to God us out or whatever, but you need to focus on something that's outside of yourself, that's higher than yourself, and trust the path that you're walking, regardless of who you end up with, how it works out, right and wrong, all that stuff. Like, no, stop. And just because it didn't work out, just because you got hurt, doesn't mean it was wrong. Like, who are you to say that this thing on your path was wrong? You needed it. Trust me. You needed it. It was going to happen to you regardless.
A lot of times people get in relationships in order to cope with some shit that they don't want to cope with, which is also a fear. So sometimes people get in relationships out of fear of being alone. Then they get in relationships with the wrong person out of fear of being hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So it's all like the same shit.
Just like also, I'm sorry, Trigger Mike. Just like also when you get a job, ain't none of us did the job before until we got the damn job, right? You're gonna be fearful, right? Because you're like, damn, I gotta learn what? And then you like, okay, you're gonna make your mistakes, but you're gonna continue to do the job because you want the money, you want to pay for your lights, right? Okay, cool. So make sure you do that when you are with somebody, because at the end of the day, there's a such thing as snaps. Somebody gonna snap on you if you start acting up. You got to make sure that you understand we're a human. We have emotions. You know, emotions come with anger and it comes with happiness. So the job is just a job. But when you are dealing with people, you have to understand the mental health part of that. You can't just be doing things and acting out and I don't want to be with you. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And then that person gonna be like, what? I gave my all to you. But then you blame that person because they start to act up on you, but you the one that, you know, quote unquote caused it. So the same way you do with your job, because you could be fearful of losing it, ain't nobody guaranteed to keep a damn job. You could get fired the same way you got it. Unless you have your own business, and still with your own business, you still have to go through, you know, the ups and downs. But at the same time, you're still going to strive to do as best as you can to get the best that you want. So to me, the people who are making all of these terrible decisions don't want the best. They just want to complain. They want drama. They feed off that. That's entertaining for them. Having a happy ass life is boring. We talk about happy shit, that's boring. That's why we don't hear some of the topics got to be a little spicy, because some people just want to hear and see people argue. Ain't none of us even argue today. And I bet you in here they bored as hell. So we gotta stop.
Damn. Don't jinx it. God damn, don't jinx it, please.
I look at it like
I've been reading the chat the whole time, and that's all you've been. Man, this
don't jinx it. I have a bad habit of being extra functional, but don't worry. MLG just getting warmed up. His shirt red, and the chat gonna trigger him. Don't worry.
On this particular point,
let's go, Fatty.
When on this particular point y'all talking about, I call it the selfish gene. Right? It's selfish. You notice how when people talk and they say, when they talk about, divorce is 50-50. I don't want, marriage is 50-50. I don't want this to happen to me. I don't want her to take my stuff. I don't want that man to do this to me. I don't want it. You know who those people are? Those are the people who go in Vegas and get mad at people that went in at the craps table while walking through and not sitting down themselves. Right? The only way to win is to play. The only way to win is to play. And my question for people in the chat is, if you're not willing to play, why are you here?
Right.
Why are you complaining about a game that's not for you? Take your ass off the playground and go in the house. Because there are solutions. There really are. And there's people that's happy in their marriages. Right? It's not nobody's job to broadcast their information or their relationship to y'all for y'all to believe them. Look at the work. Well, me and my wife say, we've been through some shit, but we still together. Right?
Indeed.
I'd rather make 50 mistakes with one woman than to make one mistake with 50 of them. You got to play the game. And no matter what y'all say, this is the game of life. You playing it to win or lose. Which one you doing? Because at the end of the day, when you laying in that bed and your light's about to go out, the only thing that matters is the people that's around you. And I guarantee y'all that day coming for every single one of y'all.
That's facts. All right,
just bring
everybody
us
in
down
the
to
chat.
earth real quick.
Huh?
Sorry. I was just gonna say, can I just bring us back to earth real quick? I just want to say for the audience that that there are still women out here that believe in love. I am one of them. My ex called me last week, and I'm definitely excited to see him. I believe in backtracking. I believe in hope. I believe in love. And I always tell women that come on my platform is, you'll never be able to boast about being married 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, 30 years if you always giving up on the first sign. It's ridiculous how many women come on my platform when I'm spreading a positive message to men, and the amount of women that come in the platform married, and the first thing they say is like, oh, black men cheat, or all men do is cheat and leave their children, or they can't commit. And then I asked them, like, okay, so did your husband ever cheat on you? Well, no. If he did, I never caught him. Does your husband have any outside kids? No, not that. So, ma'am, how are you? You should be promoting happy marriages. You should be promoting healthy marriages. If you never had evidence that your husband is cheating, you should be promoting that men can stay faithful, and you should be pro marriage and giving hope to the singles that desire to be in a relationship. And similar to what Dub said, I always say, like, if you haven't considered yourself every possible scenario before you get married, like while you're in the dating stage, if you really, really like him or her, and if you haven't looked at that person and said, dang, I wonder if she cheat on me, am I gonna leave her? Or, okay, if he break his leg and can't work no more, is that gonna make me leave? If you haven't pondered every type of scenario that could go outside of your fairy tale world of what you really want, and if you haven't fathomed the possibilities, then you're not ready to get married, because you don't really know what can happen and why it can happen. But if you never stick through it, you'll never be able to reap the benefits of knowing what it's like to stay with it and get through it. So I'm just pro marriage, and I want to give the men in the audience who gave up on women, that there are women there's women such as myself that are single, and they do believe in love, and they do promote submission. They do promote wanting to be a helpmate, and there are women out there.
So what I want you to do, Jane, is in the chat, I want you to put where the hell those women at so the bros can find them. All right. So just do me a solid.
Okay.
Do all the homies in the chat a solid.
I've done that before on several of my lives, but
We
yeah,
want the
I'm one of them.
and latitude of where these women at, so they can find them. All right. Let's get to these super chats. Y'all know y'all go.
I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know. I'll figure it out.
I was gonna say.
Let me read these super chats. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that she's not trying to sit here and promote other women. She's trying to make sure she get her a man. That's what she's trying to do.
No, I'm not. No, that's not right. I just said I'm going back to my ex. No.
Hey,
but I am open. Something. I am open to what could be, but no, I'm not. If I want somebody, best believe I'm going to say, excuse me, I like
Jane,
you. Can you inbox
let me
me?
actually back you up, Jane, because I say this all the time.
Come on now, everybody ain't scared.
Your future husband is in your past. You met that nigga already. All right, so most of y'all need to be backtracking.
I believe that. I talk about that all the time.
With the way I've been seeing both sides of this conversation complain about each other, y'all motherfuckers don't even deserve each other.
Let me read these super chats, because you know people gonna respond to that. Let's go. $20. Why are women having babies?
Who are you talking to?
No, not you. I'm talking about the chat. Like normally, how I'm
read the super chat.
Okay.
I was joking, by the way. I'm sorry.
All right. Oh well, shoot. I was gonna say we're gonna have the first fight of the night. I told you it was gonna jinx it. I told you.
I ain't fighting.
Ali, $20. Why are women having babies by a man they keep the kids from? With men who don't want her or the kids, keep it 100. My body, my choice equals no accountability for women. What can men do when women can marry and divorce for happiness? I don't know. Good question, bro. Erica M, $2. Lady Di speaking facts. Big Ant, my man, what's up? What up, Ricky? Trigger Mike, and damn, how many red shirts Let Go have? His whole wardrobe, bro. His whole wardrobe is red. Z Jackson, M Ed. $5. Values are a series of habitual actions that guide your path. If a woman/man's habit is to lie, you can marry a fake. Observe actions and listen to your soul. My man Ali, again, appreciate the love. $20. Why ask men to marry and be monogamous to women who will divorce and blame mistreating their man on trauma and PTSD? You can cheat your man, but don't want him to cheat for the peace he needs to stay with your trauma. Keep it 100. My boy speaking facts. All right. To everybody, look, these likes are atrocious. We got 627 watching, only 302 likes. I need y'all to smash that like button. It is free. Hit that like right now. Get those likes up, all the way up. We got some more fire content coming on this next one. Let's see who we going to get in here. Oh, damn. He's still super chatting. All right, let's get this last Ali super chat that's about to come through. Where is it? Where is it? There it go. Ali, $20 again. Men are supposed to be loyal to women who are loyal to them. He will have sex with her or build with her based on her. Stop speaking on men from the lens of modern women. We can get wives. Women struggle with keeping one man. Y'all agree? Man? All right.
Women can't keep a man to say their damn
Oh,
life.
wait, so you can get a wife and women struggle with keeping you, or just a man in general? Because if you can get a wife, then you would be married, and that woman that you're married to is not going to be leaving you. I mean, I get what he's
Well, they
saying, but
usually do leave him. I think that's what he's saying.
The thing about pairing off is that each person gets got. So what are we talking about? It's math.
All right, we
math.
got a particularly good.
I agree with Ali on most cases, but his premise is flawed, right? Like I said, pick a would niggas please pick a lie, right? You can't say there are wives out there, which they are. I'm not gonna say all women are shit because that's a goddamn lie, because that means all men are shit, right?
Thank you.
So again, you can't say right that there's not wives available, because what we say all the time, fellas, wives get wived, right? Good women get scooped up. They don't survive on the market a lot. They get scooped up automatically. Okay, so if you a man about your shit, you the man. You got everything checked. You got the money. You in the gym. You a good dude. You a leader. You control shit. And you can't find no good woman. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's the same with women. You a good ass woman, but you can't keep no good ass man. Would y'all please pick a fucking lie? Just say the shit what it is. You can't find a bitch that you ready to rock with yet.
yeah, that's what I meant, Ricky.
Right? Let's just say that shit. You can't find a bitch you ready to rock with yet. It is what it is. Because give me a second, Precious. Because you got all your shit together. You the man. You the it dude, right? The top 10%. You got your shit. Ain't nobody running no game on you, right? They can't do it. You too smart. You the nigga. But you can't find no good bitch.
Results speak.
All right.
Right? You a good woman. You got all your shit together. Your body banging. Your hair's tight. You making money. You smart as fuck. You a good woman. You know how to cook, clean, suck dick, and all this shit. But you can't find no good men. People attract who the fuck they are. Debate me.
I don't want to debate you.
Mike, it's time for you to drop down. All right. Come on, Ali. Let's get it up. Let's talk.
Yeah. For real. All right. Let me know, Ali. Let me know. Ali. Y'all know he gonna come here and monopolize this shit.
I always say this.
But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'll definitely debate.
Yeah, let me hit JR up real quick. Because yeah, you know, he's gonna be like, you know, he knife hand y'all ass real quick. But you the women and but nah, we're gonna do it. Shit, fuck it. The next topic we got are strong men aren't emotional. MLG, we coming to you on this one since it has to do with emotions. That's your subject matter expertise, right? So we coming to you first on this one. There's also a video. Stay tuned. Strong men aren't emotional.
emotional, it's a healthy man, a healed man. No, that's where you're mistaken, baby girl. A healed man is a man who is in control of his emotions, not an emotional man. Emotional men beat their wife. Emotional men punch holes in the wall. Emotional boys shoot up their school. Emotional boys shoot other emotional boys because he stole a PlayStation or because he stepped on my sneakers. That's emotional. Men, stoic men, men who are masters of their own emotions, masters of their own mind, aren't emotional.
Ooh, I want to go so bad on that, but MLG, you got the floor, bro.
All right, so I just want to add context to that because emotional and lack of emotion is a huge aspect of problems when it comes to men and women. One, we all have emotions. We all are emotional. We all get scared. We all get insecure. All right. So I hate it when men love to jump up and say men aren't emotional, like we don't have emotions. So from a contextual standpoint, I just needed to say that. But altogether, I can agree with what he's saying. We have to be stoic within our emotions because especially when we have a woman, we have to make sure her emotions are protected. And we can't do that by our emotions not being all out of whack. So altogether, especially when we by ourselves, but when we have a family, our kids get scared, our kids get emotional, our woman gets emotional. And if the man is as emotional as the woman and the kids, now everybody is just like a whole bunch of children running around in the household. So altogether, I like when he used the word stoic. We have to be stoic with our emotions, but that does not mean as a man to be emotionless, because a lot of men don't know how to operate when they get upset. They don't know how, because just like he says, emotional men shoot people and punch holes in the walls. The opposite of that is a man who just disappears, don't want to talk, walks away, leaves his family, don't take care of his kids, don't talk to nobody, and never goes to therapy because he thinks therapy is crazy. That guy is almost as bad as the over emotional guy. So when it comes to all these different things, we have to stay in the middle. Too many men act emotionless in order to not be called emotional. So I just wanted to make sure that we all have that understanding. Emotions are real and emotions are within all of us, and emotions are important. You with a woman and you run around being emotionless, she's going to leave your ass because you cannot relate with her.
And to what you said is there's no such thing as being emotionless like you're talking about. It's just simply like your volatility is going to be crazy because all you're going to be doing is bottling your emotions, and it's just going to come out in big ass explosions, right? Whether it's like you said, punching a hole in the wall, cheating, doing whatever. I think the man that you're talking about, the one in the middle, just knows how to channel it. It's just having emotional discipline. That's all. Not saying, oh, I got mad over this. Maybe I shouldn't be mad. No, bro, you got mad. You're upset. It made you upset. Maybe sit with it and identify why it made you upset. Sit with it and see why this drove you this way or this did that to you. I think being emotionally disciplined is the security that your family needs. Because when you're emotional, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to be going all off road, all this and that and the third. You're not going to be sticking to the route that you need to stick to, like the vision that we talked about. You're never going to accomplish anything because everything can pull you this way and that way. So I agree with what both y'all said.
Yeah, let me just add to that real quick. I don't think I've added anything. Like when I look at the phrase "strong men aren't emotional," so when I see the word "strong men," I also think of the word leader. All right, so when I think of leaders, considering myself a leader in many circles and all of that, I want people to understand that people for some reason think leadership is synonymous with emotional, and stoicism and all of that. But I would say that being a leader or leadership is the most emotional experience you can have. And like Chris said, knowing how to keep your emotions in check is extremely important for the leadership experience. So let's talk about bravery. And I'm gonna go, since me and Sweeney were talking about Game of Thrones on Tuesday. There's a line in like one of the first episodes. Robb Stark and his little brother were talking, and he's like, well, Dad is the bravest person I've ever seen. And he was like, no, he told me he's scared all the time. And he's like, how can he be brave if he's scared? And he looked at him, he said, that's the only time a man can be brave. You gotta feel the feeling. He is not emotionless. He's leading. He feels all the pressure. It's making his stomach bubble in this very moment. But he got all of that in check. So that's, I think, what we need to put into perspective, especially for the way some of the women in these spaces treat men. Y'all are emotionless. Y'all need to talk more. I think people really need to understand stoicism and how a man will process before he talks. And I'm telling you, as a man right now, 99% of my problems solved in my head by processing with myself. So
right,
that 1%
more women should practice it.
Y'all should talk more. I've already processed this with myself. My emotions are solid.
Talked enough.
I don't feel like I need to process anymore. Yeah. I've had the emotional experience with myself, and you thought I wasn't. I was bottling it in because I'm not overly emotional. Mm-hmm. I decided to keep this blank face on. So one of the things they've always told me at work, and ever since I've been in leadership position, how do you manage to keep calm during crisis? Are you having a fit? Because I know if I freak out, the moment you see emotion on my face, I'm going to get a barrage of emails because y'all are going to.
Yeah.
So I have learned literally to take in bad news and do nothing. I am freaking out. I got the bubble guts. I'm literally looking at my phone like, oh shit, what the hell we going to do? I'm freaking out, but my face, blank. My response, normal. So I can go freak out when we get off camera, right? And figure out what we're going to do. And I encourage men to do the same. And not even just men, women as well, and understand what that means. And some men understand that we're not really being emotionless if we are processing, being stoic, and exercising our leadership in that way. Anybody can go next. Go ahead and jump in.
I just want to say this one. Go ahead.
I like how you replace strong man or strong men with leader. Because if you do work in corporate, or if you are an entrepreneur, things like that, you do want to take these tests to kind of see where you are in the leadership arena and see how you handle things. But you're right, you have to check your emotions because you're responsible for so many people, and when people see you freak out, they're gonna freak out. So it's not that strong men aren't emotional. They have emotions, but they're able to use their emotional intelligence, their relational intelligence, to be able to know what to do in situations where women would freak out. And that's where we need to embrace men for having those qualities, instead of trying to rebuke you for not doing more of what we want you to do as if you were women. So I think that the men, I really didn't see my father emotional. I saw him handling things. I saw him getting it done, taking care of business. And I think that's how most men should operate. And you guys have your own outlets of where you're emotional, because it's not like you're never emotional. That would be a lie. So you have your own outlets, whether it's at the barbershop, whether it's fishing, whatever you do to, to de-stress and get away from, the things that may be making you emotional, the way that whatever outlet you have, you choose that outlet wisely. And that's why you have a lot of women like, oh, you don't talk to me, or you're not, I need you to talk to me more. And it's like, I don't necessarily, this is not necessarily my outlet. I love you, but it's not necessarily my outlet for that. So I think if women were to embrace men being able to handle themselves and have their emotions in check, they wouldn't feel so insecure around the person that they're with, thinking that that person don't like them, or they're mad at them, or they're in bad standing with them.
So let me just say, you mentioned the barber. Why is it that I could talk to my barber about what's going on with me, and it could be serious, and I might leave that mug laughing. But let me talk to my woman about it, and I'm usually going to end up wishing I never said anything in the first damn place.
Because it's relational intelligence. You can relate to him and he can relate to you in a way that a woman can't. And there's no, you're not, making fun of her or downing her. It's just, I need this, just like you need your time with your girls, or you need to, do whatever you need. I need this, and don't mess it up, and don't try to interfere with it, because nothing you do is going to, change my mind about using this as an outlet as opposed to you.
Yeah, sometimes women want us to talk to them for them and not for us.
But
so
that is a fact, so they can respond.
So she'll act like she wants you to talk to her so she can help you. She wants you to talk to her so she can feel good about her. So you want to you validating her feelings by telling whatever it is that's going on in your mind. And that's one of the biggest problems with a lot of women. And that's why we go talk to our barber or talk to whoever, because we don't have to deal with all that. Because at the end of the day, just like Precious said, there's a little bit more relational intelligence to talking to another man versus talking to your lady. Because in all honesty, we don't talk to our women. We communicate with our women. We actually talk to our homeboys, our friends. We communicate with our women. It's a different form of communication.
Nice. All right. Who else want to jump in on this real quick?
I did. Strong men aren't emotional. I think the word has to be examined. Emotional means, because we all have emotions. We all feel certain ways about certain things. Emotional means you're caught up in that feeling and can't do nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? And the truth is, in my personal opinion, I don't know about y'all's, right? Whenever a man gets emotional, he's judged harshly by both sides, the men and women.
That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not that, again, a strong man, if he's emotional, it's just like when we talk, if a woman's going off and she's snapping and she spazzing and saying stuff that y'all said in confidence, right? You're being emotional. You're in the action of the way you're feeling it. You can't get out of it. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has emotions. It's how you process them. It's how it's how you deal with them. Because at the end of the day, those feelings are yours. They're not nobody else's, right? So again, I think emotional. If they're emotional meaning they're always being controlled and in their feelings, their actions. I don't think that a strong that can be a strong man. I think that's going to be a man that's reactionary. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be proactive. He's going to be always being affected by the things that's poking at him or that's coming into his cipher. You know what I'm saying? And now, personally, I think we've all had issues in times, whether when we was kids or grown men or grown women or little girls, right, that had an emotional time, right? But it's the people that are around you, if they understand you and what your triggers are and what you went through, how you process that. But at the end of the day, for men, right, we still got to get the job done, whatever, no matter how you feel about it, right? No matter how you process it, nobody's going to take that off your back at the end of the day, right? Because if your woman did, then she's going to feel a little less respect for you.
I think tact is the word that needs to be used. I think emotions are something as men that they have to be tactful with, because your triggers point to your weaknesses. So if a man that I'm facing, I know he real triggered by his mama, I'm start talking about his mama. So he gonna snap, he gonna get out of his strategy or his poise that's gonna help him, and I'm gonna be able to take him down. I think a man being tactful with his emotions is also showing consideration for his family, because if I'm the head of my family and every man in this chat knows how to trigger me or get me off my square, then they can easily take what's mine. So I can't give up on my triggers so easily, or what gets me enraged, or even what makes me passionate, because those are also connected to your triggers too. Like what I'm extremely passionate about is also most of the times what is connected to a trigger, because it's something that gets me off out of myself. You know what I'm saying? So I think just being tactful with your emotions is key for men, especially when you have a family.
Can I add something?
Nice. Who is that? Jane. All right, let's go Jane and then Enos.
Okay, so I learned a lot on my platform because I have a predominant male following. And what I have learned, what I'm still learning and I'm practicing to perfect is not always trying to volunteer to help my man, because I was raised by my dad. So my dad raised me. I got visitation of my mom every other weekend. So my dad was literally, he taught me literally everything I know, from doing my hair to my cycles. He bought me my pads. So my dad is my best friend to this day still. And so for an example, I would go home to visit my family, right? I would go to see my dad, and I would notice that the grass is not cut. And I know how hard my dad works. I know how hard my dad works. So the first thing I'm trying to do, even though I have brothers, and my brothers, they don't volunteer. I have brothers and they don't volunteer like that, but I'm not coming down on them. I'm just saying. So what I would do is I would take the initiative to grab my dad's lawnmower and get my behind out there and cut the grass, just to give my dad a break, because he works so hard. And I feel like good men need a break. And so I will be transparent and say that my downfall, because a lot of men look at me and say, wow, I would love to have a woman like you. Why are you still single? I know for a fact my downfall is, some will say it's a plus, but I say that it's a negative that I'm trying to balance. Because if a man comes to me with problems, if my man that I love dearly, because first of all, I'm not going to be with you if I'm not in it to be with you, right? So if a man that I love has a problem, and I want to hear his problem, because I am a solutionist. When you bring me a problem, I want to help you with that problem. But I'm realizing that a lot of that men are teaching me that some men find their value in the need to feel like a man doing things. And if I'm always trying to volunteer or trying to help him, then it may appear sometimes that I'm trying to be in his position or be in his power, and I'm not. It's just that I realize that, especially for black men need a break. And I watch men all the time come on my platform and explain, like, my wife don't help me do nothing. All she expects me to do is pay the bills, buy her this and buy her that. And I'm like, dang, like, that has to be exhausting as a man, to not be able to have physical help from your lady partner when God calls a woman to be a helpmate. And I see myself as that naturally. And I'm a woman that is willing. And we talk about that too on my platform a lot. So I just want to say that for the men that say, like, you know, you can't talk to a woman, that's not true. You just have to pick the right woman, you know, and you'll find out that a lot of women are emotionally stable because of her background of having a father, you know, and she's genuinely asking, what's wrong, babe? Or, you know, how was your day? She's genuinely asking to see where she can fit in and give you a break too.
Well, you gotta remember, sometimes we don't want to talk to you, and it's not a bad thing.
I understand that, but I think that is unhealthy. Hold on. I think that's unhealthy.
No. It is healthy. See, this is one of the issues, and it goes back to what I just said 5 minutes ago. Women be wanting us to talk to them for them. You got to think about what we want. It's not about you. We don't care about what you want when we going through something. Y'all think that's why y'all got to sit y'all asses down somewhere. Even when we're upset, you still got to sit down. When we need you, we know how to compartmentalize. We know how to ask for help. See, our women, black women in particular, don't like to ask for help. We ask for help. So if we need you, we'll ask for it. Like, it's annoying when a woman's like, what's wrong? Why? Sit down. Yeah. Let us deal with our own issues how we want to. And in a lot of cases, women get mad when we got issues and we go to a friend or a male, like somebody said, a barber or whatever. Because the bottom line is, we gotta handle our own stuff sometimes. We don't need no mama. We don't need no mama. So please, you ladies,
but a lot of women, the women that you're talking about, though, the women that you're talking about is solely Barbies.
Can I finish? I'm just saying to the ladies, as a man, you okay? Touch him, and if he says I'm okay, be like, okay, and let him go. Don't start hounding him. What's wrong? What's wrong? Leave him alone, because you are going to turn into part of the problem. Women need to know how to be quiet in all situations. Go ahead.
I was gonna say to you, Jane, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say to you that the way how you want to help is great, because there are women who don't even want to touch a damn thing. But I would say that with that, there needs to be a balance, because the way how you're explaining it sounds a little bit too overpowering for a man.
Mommy-ish.
And it could be a little bit, some men will call it masculine,
Mommy.
controlling, right? Because what happens is when we have our kids, you're a mom, you and we want to control our kids and say, hey, sit down, don't do this, don't do that, because you want the best for your kids. So you're like overly emotional, caring to the extreme, but that's a child. So you're supposed to do that. But then there's levels to that too, because when they get older, you got to kind of cut that down, right? But when it comes to a man that's over you, leader wise, you have to learn your man. So a lot of men don't want all that. They want to just have, okay, they're going to tell you a problem, and they just want you to either listen to them, rub their back, or, whatever it is that your man likes. You do what your man likes. You don't do what it is that you like for him, because he might not like that. So you could suggest, hey, this, because you might have great ideas, right, on how you feel you want to help the situation. You ask him, can I do these things? Do you like this? And they're going to say yes or no, and then you do that. If you don't ask, then it's going to be controlling. Just like you made your example about your family members, your brothers, right? I understand that you're like, my dad works hard. And you're like, I want to step in and do that, which is amazing. But them brothers that you had should have did that. You just said that they were late, or I just say late. I don't know the word you use. They are this way, right? So you could have been the big sister or little sister. I'm not sure your place in that. And be like, hey, get your asses up off this couch and come cut this grass, right? Be more in that role instead of taking the role. Because men don't want you to take their role and take all this physical activity. That's not your place. That's not your help place, unless the man asks you to do that, right? You're taking a physical place that is not in your femininity. That is not feminine, unless the man asks you for that. You get what I'm saying? We don't want to take over in that way. We don't want to help them in that way unless they ask for it. You want to make sure that you're helping them on what they like. So every man on this platform has a different path and a different vision for their house. So you have to understand in your house and your man, what is his vision and what do y'all do for that? And what does he like for it? As well as you, what you like as well. But you have to make sure that you are considering what this man wants and what he needs, and not what you think he wants and needs. That's where I see there could be the little probably misunderstanding there.
I mean, I've said that already. That's why I said
it's not what you think she wants. I mean, he wants is what he wants. Say it again. It's not what you think he wants and needs, is what he wants and needs. And women women don't listen, they interpret. So they start interpreting me being sad, interpreting me needing something as in you jump in. No, wait until I ask you. Men are very open to asking for help. Baby, I need this. Baby, I need that. You are a helpmate. Don't just start jumping in thinking that you're superwoman. Sit down. The number one thing we need out of our woman is peace, and just touch us, rub on our heads or backs or whatever. And just that's why I said we communicate with our women like non-verbally. Just touch us, hug us. Stop doing all this talking all the time, because we don't need talking, especially when we're upset. We're not going to get. You're not going to get the talking from us.
Don't hug me. I need the ass. I need it all. He said, touch me, hug me. Nah, bro. I need that.
Talking, right?
I need that
to do something
booty.
else.
Mike said, "Throw it back."
That booty.
Throw it back.
I think you were trying to get in there after.
Yeah, it's cool. We're past the point. We can move on.
Oh, damn. No. Anybody else want to get in on this before we get into the meat of the discussion?
I didn't answer the question, I don't think. I was just going to say, I think strong men are very emotional, but not in a bad way. Bad way means that they react on their emotions. And then that's just, I don't know how you would be strong. That's weak. So I think that, what Trigger Mike was saying, you got to have that poker face. Like, No one should know what's going on unless you really need desperate help. I wouldn't say bottle everything in and then you know, outburst in anger. But I think that from the strong men that I know of, they actually are very emotional. They just don't show it. They resolve their problems by finding resolutions for them. So they won't be crazy and emotional. And I think that, you know, everybody should kind of be like that. We as women as well, because, you know, some of us are very emotional, but we don't need to be that emotional. You know, we could naturally be emotional, like, oh my gosh, the bird died, or, you know, something like that. But as far as like problems, you know, it's best to kind of like, damn, how am I going to solve this? And then cry later. Like, that's how it should be in life. I think that we should, you know, be like these strong men here and probably worry less. You know, you'll keep a man like that.
I just wanted to say that a good leader isn't somebody that carries everything. A good leader is somebody who facilitates properly. And I think the mark of a help me, I think by the time you get to your man asking you for something, not saying you should be reading your man's mind, but by the time he has to come to you and ask for something, especially if y'all are years in, you're already behind the ball. I think just getting to know your man, once you know your man, you know how to compliment him, and that's your role, period. Just to fill in his blind spots. That's it.
This is why I always say that people, especially women, maybe not men, I don't know. But I always say that women should serve like as a server in a restaurant, because it really teaches you how to anticipate someone's needs, not even just a man, anyone's, a child, a old lady, a old man. Like it anticipates you. It anticipates you meeting their needs, and they continue to come back to you. So you're in the practice of serving and knowing that you have to serve and knowing that you are going to be anticipating their needs. I always give this example of a restaurant that I worked at. You had to bring a refill when their cup was halfway full, whether they wanted it or not. No liquor, no alcohol drinks, of course, because they got to pay for that. But if it was a Coke, if they were halfway done, you're bringing another Coke, whether they drank it or not. Because usually when you leave a restaurant, the last thing you're going to do is take a sip out of your drink or whatever. But it's getting you in the practice of serving and anticipating the needs of your table or your guests, your clients, whatever you want to call it. But it also gives you, you know how they say, leave your problems at the door. You know, and sometimes it may seem a little bit unnatural because you literally have to put your problems on the back burner and be able to serve someone. But again, you're practicing that, and it really does become part of who you are, unless you hate people. And there's a lot of servers who will say, I hate people, and I'll be like, well, why are you here? But it does get you in a practice of that, and it gets you in a practice of just dealing with people in general, whether they're happy, they're sad, they're mad, because you then are the problem solver in that situation. So I always recommend it, but you know,
just imagine a server talking to you too much while you're over here trying to have a conversation. That server needs to come in, grab your drink, grab this, grab a woman that wants to talk too much when you going through something is problematic. Just like the server, if you over here and you need something, you don't need to talk to her so much. You need to, hey, you know, you put it to the edge of the table, right? So the same thing with a woman. You find out the cues that you need and you operate accordingly. But all this talking and shit, it ain't gonna work.
So that's what I meant, though. That's exactly what I meant by, I guess I'm more as an extreme than most of you up here, but that's what I'm saying as far as, and that's why I made myself vulnerable to even say it, is that a lot of these women are just cute, and that's it. A lot of these women are just cute. They got these butts done, or they got these big booties, and they got this long ass weave, these long ass damn nails that they can't even freaking wipe their behind with, and then you just want to sit cute, and that's it. And so where does the line draw when we have so many men unaliving themselves because they didn't have, you know, you can have the finest, baddest, quote unquote, good sucking woman as you possibly can, but at the end of the day, if you feel like you ain't getting help, I just feel like that's a problem. And what it looks like for me, maybe I am an extremist, and I already said that, but I'm learning how to balance. But I think I'm doing a damn great job, and I know I have a lot of traits that a lot of women lack. I'm just saying that, especially when what's his name, Twitch, when his story came to news, I directly thought about his woman, because I'm not going to bring that, but anyway, I directly thought about his woman. And there's no way, if that man was happy within that home, no matter how many happy videos he uploaded dancing with the girl and he twirling her around and all that type of stuff, she thinking she's doing a great job by being a wife. Lo and behold, your man is about to be, he's mentally distraught, and you're not noticing a damn thing because you too busy being cute. That's more of the perspective I'm talking about. But I do appreciate Lady D's perspective, and believe me, I'm not stupid. I've already considered all that, and I'm working on that. But I'm just saying, what happens to the man that's overloaded, that wants a little bit of help, and that damn woman is too busy buying Gucci to even realize? That's what I'm more so talking about.
Like, Jay,
He shouldn't have been with her.
But
Jay,
that's period. I believe that too. Yes.
No, go ahead, Nas. I'll let you go ahead because I know you've been holding on to your thought for a minute. Let me go ahead and let you go first.
Thanks, sweetie. So here's the thing, because Jane, you asked a really important question of like, what is that line? Like, what's that balance? When a woman's need to feel needed impedes on a man's ability to lead, is when you're crossing the line. That's when women talk too much. That's when they start mothering. That's when they start imposing. That's when they start acting masculine. Your desire to feel needed, of feeling like you are not doing enough, when that crosses past what his needs actually are, it's too much. And I think as much as men communicate when they need help, I think most men really hate telling a woman you're doing too much, because they know how much it hurts our feelings. They will suck it up and they will just let you do it and build that resentment. We talk about women building resentment all the time. Men build resentment towards women who do too much, right? And so that's where, to what Chris was saying earlier, learning your partner is really important, of understanding who they are, how they function, right? Maybe that man can actually take on all that stuff. Maybe he's been through enough in his life where what you think is too much for him really isn't all that much to him, right? He's played in the big leagues. He knows what it is to have his plate overloaded for long periods of time, and he can handle it. He's built like that, right? That's when you as a woman are choosing a man where there needs to be some trust that if he's told you he's got this, he's going to be the person to tell you when he doesn't, or he's going to seek it from people who can, right? That's important. The last thing a man wants is to look weak in his woman's eyes. And asking you for too much help is not it. He will seek that in another man. And I think that's where women's desire to feel needed kind of becomes a problem. It's okay for him to go talk to another man, because another man is going to protect his image in your eyes as a woman, right? We can't take that away from men. That's really emasculating if we're going to call it what it is, right? We have to allow men to do it. Now, yes, there are women to the other extreme who don't do enough, 100%. But I don't think that's what we're talking about in this conversation. We're talking about women who are just impeding.
Also,
what you said is 1,000,000% true. I'm just bringing a different perspective from the women that don't do enough. That's all I'm saying.
We get what you're saying, but just keep in mind that enough has nothing to do with you. Enough ain't your business. Keep that in mind. Women want to feel like they're enough. See, it's about you, not you in particular, but you. Well, I want to feel like I'm enough. I want to feel like I'm valuable. Sit down. Women don't want to sit down. They want to feel value. They want to get validation. They want to feel like they're useful. Your usefulness is in sitting down and being out of the way. Like, I'm not saying a woman is any of these things, but imagine a dog and a cat, right? A long day of work. The dog jumping around, all these noises and shit, and bark. What is
There
a
go
cat?
Mr. Let Go.
A cat is sitting on a,
God wanted you to stop after dog.
God knows when it. God knows when to straighten him up.
There was a dog and a cat.
Y'all listen.
No.
So look, the cat is sitting on the windowsill, chilling, and the cat is gonna sit over there and ignore you until you put your stuff up, fix you something to eat. Next thing you know, you sit back, you turn on the TV. Then here comes the cat purring, coming in your lap. Now, once you are receptive to the cat sees that and comes over in your lap. And now you and the cat can have a little intimate time just sitting there purring and sitting in your lap. But the dog don't give a damn about you being tired. The dog wants some attention right then and there. Be a cat and not a dog.
No,
men want the cat, just to make that clear.
I understood that, though.
Men
I understood that,
want
though.
the cat,
Thank you,
okay?
Mr. Let Go. I understood that. Unfortunately, I understood that. So thank you.
Man,
Right.
don't lie to that, niggas. Don't lie
You
to
have
that.
dogs and you have cats.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a valid point. That's a valid point. Maybe I'm around too many men, but that's a valid. I understood that. Thank you, Mr. Let Go.
On this show, MLG, your next game better be analogies, bro. On
I
this
love
show
it.
tonight, men have been thermostats, women have been thermometers.
Yeah.
Aliens are asking for people's leaders.
I love it.
Dogs, pets, children.
My dude is killing it with the analogies tonight. All right, let me get these super chats read so we can get to the meat of the conversation. Ali, $10. Yo, the sponsor of the show is Ali tonight. Who gonna top it, man? My man is dropping bread. We appreciate it, bro. $10. Men are not marrying the quality of women today. Do I need to get on the panel? Men can marry, but women can't keep a man. Men on the panel have been divorced. Was it because you were a bad man?
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. Let's talk about that.
Nope, I can admit that. Yep.
Okay, he said, come at him, bro.
Hold
Come at
on.
him, bro.
Me too. Yes, I was a bad man.
This is what I'm saying. Look,
a real dude is going to take accountability. Yes,
right.
I was a bad man.
But what I'm saying is this, bro, is both sides of the equation. You can't sit on the fence. That's all I'm saying. You can't sit on the fence. It goes both ways. We all learning this thing, and we hopefully we're supposed to be learning it together, right? But the problem is really you want it your way, and she wants it her way, and nobody's willing to compromise, right? What y'all call settling, right? Everybody, hey, ladies, don't settle. Do not settle. 2023, don't settle for nothing. Everything your mind and your heart can dream of, it's true. It's going to happen for you. It's going to happen for you, fellas. The baddest chick, you're going to find the baddest chick. Her body going to be real. Her ass going to be fat. Them titties going to stay perky till she's 60. She can cook like a 5-star chef. You know what I'm saying? All the while making money, she make more than $100,000 while giving you all the money, right? And she didn't raise the kids, and she ain't never had sex, bro.
Preach.
Y'all not realistic.
What?
Where's the soundboard?
Yo, and I just want to say this, Trigger Mike. Some of these dudes having babies out here, just like the women, ain't never got married. So they love to talk about who got divorced and all this shit. But these niggas ain't married.
Low-key shot. Low-key shot. All right. Everyday psychology. $5. MLG says wine can't keep a man to save their life as he runs out on his own wife. If you panel frauds, people will only tune in for the drama. I hope I read that right. Everyday psychology again fixes his own words. Women, that's right. Ali again, $20. Emotion talk is feminine talking point. Nature only cares about power. The men in power are ruling because they take control without emotions. Only thing people really care about is power. She don't care about your feelings, bruh.
Here's the
real. Can I say something? Can I say something to that?
And that's not true, though. That's not true.
Yeah. This is the problem. This is the problem with this narrative, bro. Your emotions are your power.
Thank you.
Sorry, brother. Like y'all want to be zombies. Y'all want to be zombies so bad, bro. Like y'all gotta chill out.
I think
we need a different type of guy up here. All y'all are the same type of guy. I think that's what it is.
Wait a minute. Let's grant his argument.
They don't even know how to feel, bro. This shit
let's
is
grant his argument. Let's grant his argument. Most people out here ain't trying to take a bunch of power from other people. Most people just normal living everyday life. So even if you did say, oh, well, powerful people take over the world by using power and not emotions, that's not most people. So why are we making this analogy as if everybody a bunch of power hungry, you know what I mean, mongers that's willing to destroy the world for themselves? Most of us are cooperative, collaborators, depend on one another.
Most black women do not. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Most black single women that I've seen and come in contact with, especially that came on my platform, they're not who you're talking about, sir. They do seek to be in control. They do seek to be 2 steps ahead of that man. They do. They look out for themselves and themselves only. They don't want to contribute to the household. They're always relying on a man to take care of them. That's the perspective that I was talking about earlier. But yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. It's the truth.
In our verbiage, you got to pay attention to everybody's verbiage. People in the chat, people up here. Is the person talking about the solution-based thing, or are they complaining about the problem? You feel me? So we got to focus on what is the solution. Whining about women, whining about men not doing something, that ain't going to get us nowhere. Just like Sweeney said, it's not about power. It's about community. It's about cooperation. It's about feelings. And you can't be a part of community without having feelings. You're going to be over in a corner looking like a weirdo because you don't know how to deal with your feelings and shit. You know what I'm saying? So men have feelings. And it's not about no goddamn power. These weird dudes, they just so angry where they're like,
y'all know Ali will pop up on our ass though. But let me get these super chats read.
Let me jump
Ali,
in.
power is an intrinsic emotion. Did somebody else have something to say?
Yeah, me.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say real quick, like, I think people hate admitting when they choose wrong. If that woman does not care about your feelings, you pick the wrong one. And I think we need to be really honest about that point, right? Because if a woman cares about her man, like genuinely cares, she's going to care about your feelings.
And I'm going to say this, on the balance of probability, if all these women just don't care about men, they out to just destroy men, then on the balance of probability, men got to have the same problem. We got to be out, like, it's that's why I don't always believe that all women are one thing and all men are another, because if that's the case, then all of us are fucked up.
Okay. Erica M, $5. Humans are emotional. How one reacts to their emotions is what matters. I agree with MLG and pretty much everyone else on the panel on this topic. Shout out to the sponsor, $10. Men, women, and the world don't care about emotional, expressive, in his feelings men. The only men that are respected are the dominant and producing men. Our sponsor, again, $10. Ask the ladies, do they want the emotionally available and communicative Clark Kent or the producing, dominant, world-impacting, emotionally unavailable Superman?
They're the same person. Like, do we forget that? They're the same person.
Came at your neck.
Can I say
that? Hey, no,
Of course she would say that, though. Of course she gonna say that.
No. That's the woman answer. That's the bullshit answer. The truth
is,
exactly.
Hold on. She's gonna say that. You can look at her till she's gonna say that. I mean, no offense. I'm just saying.
Hold on.
You can tell.
Hold on. Give me a second, right? They might be the same.
Now.
They might be the.
My bad. I thought I was muted. My bad.
They might be the same person, but y'all don't view them that way. They might be the same person, but y'all don't view them the same. That's facts, right? Y'all, they might be in the same package, but y'all look at Superman as the unattainable, right? The top tier, right? The creme de la creme. I gotta have him, right? But Clark Kent gets ignored, right?
Okay.
And the thing is, the worst part of it is y'all expect men to be both, and y'all don't judge either one of them the same.
So I hear what you're saying, Ricky. Hang on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because Ricky, I hear what you're saying, right? But if we're talking, and like most of us up here are promoting marriage, you're looking for that one person to do life with, right? Lois Lane gets both Clark Kent and Superman, right? You're supposed to be looking for your Lois Lane, not the woman who values one side of you or the other. The woman that sees the entirety of who you are as a man, respects who you are as a man, and moves with you. That is the one thing that I've heard consistently, regardless of any man's rhetoric on these platforms. That is the one thing all men have been consistent on. You're looking for your lowest lane, somebody you could show both sides to and is still rocking with you on both ends.
And she accepts both sides of you.
That's
so
loyalty.
To the men who don't think you can be Superman and Clark Kent, you got to get some therapy. Because at the end of the day, we're not one. We're human beings. We're sad. We're happy. We're multifaceted beings. Like, it's sad how men actually think they supposed to be this robotic thing. We're goddamn people. This shit is crazy.
Let me get to the
say
super chat read, because y'all don't went to the DC universe. Y'all talking about therapy now. We're gonna be talking about Marvel in 5 minutes. No, I think this was black. No, black men need to take breaks, and they need loyalty and love. Today's women will say they need a break from cooking, sex, the gym, and a break from the kids. The man has to always be on his job. We are not the same.
I agree with that.
BZ, $2. Lady died batting 1,000 tonight. You got fans. A black beauty. Please speak to your friends / barbers. Mi fada say ya nafi talk too much. 100. I'm not your therapist. I want to stay light, jovial, and flexible. All right. You see, that's them Caribbean, and they just mean as shit. Every time you go to get some Jamaican food, isn't that woman at that counter mean as shit? I don't even want the food if the lady not mean. All right. Andre Dale, $5.
That's where the spice come from.
Yo, they be mean. Like, if they don't suck their teeth, like, if you take too long to order, boy, that ain't a real spot. You want to order? All right, never mind. A man with emotions and emotional men are different. One leads his and the other is led by his. Emotions equals energy and motion, so lead them. Z Jackson, Master of Education, $2. I'm fine. You doing too much. Want to go shoot? My dad. That sound like me. $5. The greatest in the kingdom is a servant. So a leader is a servant who leads. Women talk in circles, men in straight lines. We solve by processing. D Bettis, $10. Appreciate that. Shout out to the panel. This has been one of the most peaceful Lapeef Thursday convos in ages. I don't know if I should apologize for that or what, but keep this energy every week. Even Let Go is behaving, not cutting people off and letting the panel talk. I guarantee you just jinxed it. This dude about to go off on the next topic.
Yo, do you know how much money I make JR every week?
No, she jinxed it. Whoever that is, you jinxed it, I'm sure. $2. Mr. Let Go is dying on that shield analogy. Hashtag pets. Baby Zaddy, somebody make a montage of Let Go's analogy. I'm telling you, we got to. Jane is being consistent. Let go. You just said women are the problem. Then you flip-flop to they should do what makes them happy. Y'all set men up for failure for women to play with men. The sponsor, again, Let Go just flip-flop. He just told women to shut up. Don't ask me for our emotions. Now he's saying men think they should be robots. Let Go is cap and flip-flops constantly. He going off for your ass.
Hold on. Trigger Mike. Hold on.
He's absolutely right though.
Y'all gotta send me a W-9. Like, y'all gotta write me off of y'all taxes.
For real. Reese Anderson, $2. LOL, Africa man, we mean because we tired of slaving. That's facts. Trish man, the rebirth, $10. Inaz is full of it. Lois treated Clark like a goof up until she found out who homie really was. You as a man should always have a long memory of how the Loises of the world treat the Clarks. Step on their face. That's what he said. All right, to go, $10. Clark Kent is the fake persona. Superman is the real him. Clark Kent is him fitting into society, being the weak man just to fit in. Lois didn't want Clark until she knew he was Superman. Y'all taking this shit personal. God damn. I never thought that would go that far, but
man, these dudes is angry, bro. They just angry.
Thank y'all. Talk about I'm struggling reading the
Keep
super
it a bang. Who really, like, did anybody want Clark Kent? Keep it real. Like, Did Clark Kent look like the type of motherfucker that
Clark Kent be
anybody
getting
would want?
played, bro. He be getting played in real life.
Seriously. Did he look like the type of person that anybody would be like, yep, that's a great choice? He was pretending
I
to be
would, but
No,
I'm different, I guess.
But Sweeney, the reason why he dressed like that
exactly
is because he viewed humans like that. He viewed humans like that. He didn't have to put the glasses on. He did that on purpose because that's how he viewed humans. In other words, this is how men, black men, even though Clark Kent was white, that is how men look when they dress the way they dress. In all honesty, we
but we're not examining it right. We're not examining it right. So let's
go ahead.
So this is the part that everyone's missing out. For y'all to say that she liked Clark as much as she liked Superman, y'all will have to understand that women are able to defy their nature, right? Let's examine Clark. Like they said, he was a caricature, right? A costume, because initially Superman, the man, thought that human men were weak, correct? Emotional, nerdy, right? Clingy, right? Simpish, right? But what was Superman? Strong, unavailable, detached, never had time for Lois. Always was short with her. Yes, ma'am. Saved you, ma'am. Whoosh, I'm out the door.
Hold on. What I'm saying?
Y'all know we not about to talk about Superman.
Okay. Got you.
God damn. I was like,
Trigger, you can't be doing
they're gonna
that.
be
Man.
like,
You gonna try to put
y'all about to
he
go
was about
back
to cook on
and
us
General
real
God
quick.
with some shit. All right, well, I got to read this super chat for Let Go. It's pretty funny. I'm not angry, Let Go. I still have my hairline. All right. So we getting into the meat. This is, we need to prioritize values, morals, and character. Sweeney, we're going to come to you first. Sugar Curl second. This has a video. I think I've pulled it up. Stay tuned for that.
Really understood nowadays how horrible we present ourselves on social media and publicly when it comes to conversations about money and men making money. It blows my mind whenever I come across a post on social media of a woman who announces her pregnancy and she's pregnant by like a rapper, like a pro athlete or something. And there are thousands of comments from women under that post saying, God, please, when is it going to be my turn? Lord, please send me my millionaire. There are whole pages on TikTok and Instagram dedicated to teaching women how to sniff out millionaires and how to sniff out men with money. I just want to know, how do we get to this place collectively as women? Not, Lord, please send me a man of values, a man of morals, a man of integrity, a man who will commit himself to me, a man who will love me, honor me, respect me, a man who will be a good example for my children, a man who will lead my family properly. No. Just send me a man who's a millionaire and I'm going to figure the rest out on the back end. Imagine being a good man. Imagine being one of the men that I just described. A man who wants to find a wife, a man who is all of those things. And you go on social media and you're scrolling through the comments and this is what you see. This is what you have to choose from. This is what you see the mindset of modern women as. And then one of the most ridiculous responses to this that I've seen whenever women are challenged on these things, the response is always, well, half of the men who are worrying about it, they're broke anyway. They won't have to worry about a woman trying to use them for their money because they don't have any. That is not the point, sweetie. That's not the point. Your mentality as a woman, especially a woman who is considering having children or who has children, should not be financial status first, integrity, character second.
Woo, long ass video. Stop it right there. I think y'all got the context. Sweeney, we're going to start with you and then Sugar Curls after that.
Well, I tried to get this point across on King Talk the other night where I was talking about what we should value and what we should prioritize. How I said you should, we don't live in that society anymore. It's not what people do. It's not what people want to do. And we're getting the results we're going to get. I get it. We trying to change these people, but obviously they don't want to change. Shit, hell, even the men that she's talking about, the women that say that they chase those type of dudes, they get exactly what they get in return. That's why I say a lot of y'all don't deserve each other. All of y'all deserve to die alone. Because this is what y'all want. Y'all want this. Y'all fight for it, then y'all want to complain about it afterwards. You get what you get. It shouldn't be this hard to preach morals, values, and character on people. This shouldn't even be a topic. But this is what y'all like. The fact that we even have to discuss this tells a lot about where we at as a society. Y'all don't. I normally say y'all deserve each other. Y'all don't even deserve each other. Shit, y'all got the piss and shit all up in the pool, man. Go swimming and deal with it. I'm sick of this shit.
Boy, man on fire. All right, Sugar Curls, we're gonna go to you. We need to prioritize values, morals, and character.
Well, it's definitely something that needs to be prioritized, but unfortunately, it's going to get worse. And I like to focus on the people who have an humble spirit and who are willing to learn and to change. The people who aren't, they're going to always be who they are. The ones that choose not to prioritize these things or have good morals, it's just going to get worse. So I don't really focus too much on the people who don't want to change, but those that do want to, and I focus on myself as well.
You know how I can tell where you from? You said humble. You said humble. All right. You know what? Let's get Uncle Rick. Let's get you here on this one.
What was the question? We just responding off the video?
Off the video, we need to prioritize values, morals, and character. More so speaking to the fact that women want a man with money, and they out here only prioritizing that as if it doesn't take more than that to have a meaningful relationship and or marriage or even co-parenting situation. What are your thoughts?
These niggas, man, it's OV. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's over. Y'all keep asking for shit that's not gonna happen. I apologize. Right? It's over. I keep trying to this shit is dead. Like a lot of y'all, a lot of y'all gonna get buried, 2 weeks after y'all dead and shit, because ain't nobody gonna be at your house to find your motherfucking ass. It's OV. I keep trying to look. And this is what everybody asked for. This is what y'all signed up for. This is what y'all was parading in the street and shit for. Right? And especially, look, we all here to do what we all here to do, and we all responsible for what we all responsible for. And let me just make a point. Women, y'all know why y'all have y'all know why y'all have so many problems with men, because y'all not the women y'all should be. We always talking about let's go red pill on them, Big Mike. Purpose. A man should be on his purpose. Purpose. What's a man's purpose, gentlemen? I'm asking the people on the panel. What is a man's purpose?
To serve.
To serve who?
God and family.
Family. What makes up a family, gentlemen?
Women and children. Father.
Yep. Wife, children, and or community.
Wife. Right? To make a family, you have to establish a wife and husband relationship. You know why society's failing? Because marriages are failing.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all don't care or love each other enough to be with each other. Me. Y'all the 80s generation on steroids. Right? And the reason why because men's purpose is to serve a wife, to serve a family, and it's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame. Now, the one thing I do agree with Ali with, right? It's not a lot of wives out here. There are some, right? But you can't find them. Right? So what y'all don't understand, if a man's purpose is to provide and protect and serve a wife, and there's no wives available, what's that telling y'all?
But there are wives available.
Chill out, Mr. Lego. Right? I'm talking about as a whole scale. Like, I'm not trying to debunk my point or Ali's point, right? The thing is, there are wives out there, but are they everywhere?
7 billion?
Are they
numbers
right?
are dwindling.
A few billion.
Okay, right? So again, if we're talking about purpose, if a man has no reason to work on getting a woman because a woman is not worthy, what's the point? That's why I keep telling y'all these young boys ain't even trying to do nothing. They don't care. It's too much trouble to get to a good woman.
Come on, man. I just don't understand what you're saying. Because
can I ask you a question, Mr. Lego, before you even get to rambling?
Go ahead, because I'm just getting like, what
are you a good dude? No, don't bullshit.
No.
You know if you're a good man or not.
I don't believe in saying something about myself. Somebody else can say that about me, because everything is in the eye of the beholder. So I don't run around saying I'm a good man. Because I don't like women saying I'm a good woman, because you can't say you're a good woman. It's what the environment is saying about you. The environment will dictate that.
I disagree because that would mean that you don't know what you bring to the table.
Everybody has something that they need. So bringing to the table is also some bullshit, because different people need different things. So you don't know what you bring to the table that is valuable to them.
Okay, let's make it simple. Let's make it simple. Let's make it simple because
you can know what you bring to the table, but it might not be. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, bro. Let's make it simple. Let's make it simple since you want.
But what I bring to the table does not make me good, depending on what the person needs from me, is what I'm saying.
So you telling me you don't know what good or bad is?
It doesn't. Good or bad doesn't exist. It doesn't freaking matter, because I could be a good man to this woman and I could be trash to this woman. It depends on what they need, and that's my point.
Come on, Mr. Let Go. We know what good and bad is, bro. Come on.
It doesn't matter, is what I'm saying. But what's your point, Ricky?
Okay.
When we're building a community, when we're building a society and a community, good and bad matter.
Hold up.
We need a spectrum.
Thank you. But let's simplify it. Let's simplify it. Do you consider yourself a high value man?
I don't like all this red pill bullshit, but I'll just say yes for the record.
Okay, got you.
It's red pill bullshit, but go ahead.
Okay, I got you. It's not even red pill. It's simple. This is simple, right? What I want to ask you next is, if you have a wife, if you chose a wife, are you able to provide for her?
Yes.
Are you going to protect her?
Yes.
Okay, and we already know you believe that you're going to lead the stable, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so why aren't you married?
I have not found a woman that is right for me yet. But look at this. There's plenty of good women out here. So you said two things. So you kind of like alluded to something where it's not good women out here, not a lot of good women out here. I just haven't found the woman, or I may have found the woman. But the bottom line is, it's all about finding the right person, because it's millions of women, millions of men. So for us as men and women to say there is not this out there is some bullshit, because we live in our particular cities and states, right? It might be somebody that lives in another state that we ain't met yet. But to sit here and say it ain't no good men or it ain't no good woman, that's some dumb shit. And I'm not saying you're saying that, but that's why I wanted to jump in to try to get an understanding of what you're trying to say, because there are great women, there are great men. If we still single, we just ain't met them yet, but it doesn't mean that they're not out there yet. That's all I'm saying.
I got a question.
I'm just trying to get a better understanding of what you're saying in involving to that, because I was a little confused by what you were saying, Rick.
It's cool. But again, what I'm asking is, and the last question I got to ask you is, are you looking to be married?
Yes.
So why aren't you again?
Because I have not found the woman to marry yet. I just said that.
So you're not looking.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay quiet. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I got a question to let go. You said there's good women that you know, which is great, but they're not good enough for you to marry. So how are they good?
Well, that's the reason why I pulled away from the whole good situation because it's good and then it's good enough. Because there's a lot of good women, but you ain't just gonna marry a woman simply because she's a good woman. She has to fit your hold on. She has to fit your life, right? Like, for example, as an example, say I meet a good woman who got 3 kids. I don't want that. So that woman isn't for me. It might be a good woman who is fat. She isn't for me. It might be a good woman that is this or that is that. Or a good woman that lives way the fuck in on the West Coast, and she doesn't want to move to the East Coast. So she can be a great woman, but she, because of her career or her life or her family dynamic, she don't plan on moving from LA. She's not for me. So that's just 3 examples.
Yep.
Of
I got you. I
get good, but not good for me.
I got you. And I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. You sound like a female because good is not enough for you.
You can say whatever you want to say, but
I did. I said what I wanted to say.
Okay, what you said just sounds stupid.
Yeah, it sounds stupid to you because it applies to you.
Awesome. What's your point? What is your point of saying that?
I made it already.
The point
you didn't make a point. That's the reason why I interrupted you, because your whole entire thesis.
No, it wasn't. The reason you interrupted me. The reason you interrupted me because you didn't have a rebuttal.
Shit, I'm trying to find out what you're talking about.
The reason you interrupted me because you didn't have a rebuttal.
No, I interrupted you to get understanding.
Please move on. I don't argue with fools. Let's keep it going.
I was gonna say that maybe it's not good. A good woman. It's just you haven't found a wife. Because
that's my point.
Good lady, or that's what you're saying, doesn't mean she's white.
And that is
my point. So that caters to what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that there's not a lot of wives out there.
No, it's not. Hold on.
No,
my point is there are a lot of wives, but they are not suitable for you. Just because a woman is a wife does not, like Trigger Mike's wife versus my ex-wife or somebody else's Ricky's wife. They're 2 different people. Trigger Mike cannot switch wives with Ricky's wife. They're two different people. One may look at one woman like, no, she's not for me, but she is a wife because she's somebody's wife now. So that's an example right there.
I disagree, because I'm sorry, Chris, real quick.
You good? Go ahead.
Men are similar, right? So let's say all of the men on here that are married are leaders, right? I'm not saying y'all should be swapping wives, but the same.
But I bet if they did, they wouldn't see the other woman as their wife.
No, listen to this. If Trigger Mike was looking for a specific wife, right? The qualities that most of these guys want in a wife, I'm pretty sure the wife that they chose, we're all alike. I meet wives like myself all the time. So I cannot say that we cannot swap and we would have, not saying we would know everything about the person, but it would be probably, it could happen, meaning because we're given the same qualities that these men are looking for.
But Lady Di, I just want to say this. If everybody just turned single, right? Everybody divorced their person and everybody up here got with the person that divorced, they would not marry the person that the person divorced. They wouldn't. And that's what I'm saying, because each person has to be suitable to you. It wouldn't happen. If you got divorced, Trigger Mike got divorced, I would not marry you for whatever reason. It wouldn't happen, because people are people. You might not like me, I might not like you. Like, we can't just find somebody that is wife material and say, I want to be with them, because they got to be suitable to your life. We live in different states. There's a lot of different variables.
I think we overcomplicate stuff too. I think just us as a people, we overcomplicate things that shouldn't be as complicated as we make them. I think y'all are kind of saying the same thing. I think foundationally, the foundation is messed up. Like the culture, our culture and society doesn't prioritize values, morals, and character. Like, I think that's where we mess up, because there's no culture that actually promotes that actually makes it cool, that actually makes it something we should aspire for. Like, married couples aren't popping like that. They're not on all the pages getting all the attention. They get a little attention, but they don't get the volatility of like millions of eyes and people talking and all the up flare of all that stuff. That stuff isn't cool. We got to make it cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to do that. We can't let society, or I ain't gonna hold you, just the certain people that run media, Disney, all that stuff, that run these different media outlets, the blogs, all that stuff. We can't let them dictate what's cool to us. We have to do that.
I agree. Oh, and shout out to Ricky for getting emotional and leaving. Remember, we talk about emotions and emotional. What just happened? Where does this nigga at? Where he go?
He gonna bring his ass back up here.
He gotta go. What the fuck? Ricky,
Yo,
where you at?
he gonna come back up, bro.
Ricky!
Y'all jinxed it. Y'all jinxed it. Let's get the people who haven't spoken on this. Precious, you spoke?
No, not yet. So we need to prioritize values, morals, and character. That starts in the home that you were raised in. That starts with the parents, you know, who parented you and raised you. So if there's no if no one's prioritizing it, that means that it wasn't something that they saw. It wasn't something that was bestowed upon them when they were children. And so people are just out here just doing whatever. And society is, and social media and the media and mainstream music and things like that is what is being prioritized, because raising children is not the priority. And when you raise children, you have to raise them with values, morals, and character, because it builds them into who they are. So if you say there are no wives out here, no suitable wives or no suitable husbands, is because that wasn't prioritized when you were in the home with your parents. And so now you have to find a blueprint from society, and we all know society going to hell in a wastebasket. So we have to be able to, then if you didn't have it growing up, because I always say, you know, I mean, you can't really help what you didn't have growing up, but it is your responsibility to become a better person. And so as individuals, you have to prioritize that in your own life. And I think that is, you know, before looking for a spouse, before trying to collect all these friends, you have to know who you are first, and you have to prioritize yourself and getting yourself correct, which means if you have to go to I love Barnes and Nobles, the self-help section. Look, Chris got a book in there, y'all. Go get it. What is it? Connecting the lines. You know, if you have to go to those sections, to those self-help sections, I did that a lot in college. You know, to actually put your mind, you know, change your mind about a couple of things. You know, a lot of things start up, most things, all things starts in our mind. So it's not that hard. And a lot of people say, oh, there's no book on this. There's no book on there's plenty of books out there. Are you seeking after this knowledge? Are you seeking to be a better person? Are you seeking to be progressive in your life? But I believe it's not prioritized because a lot of people just didn't see it. And so they're just grabbing at, you know, the society strings, asking memes to tell them or show them the way, and it's not, because it's so emotional out there on these, you know, social media streets, that one day, you know, a page can tell you to be happy, and another day the same page can turn around and say, you know, to hell with everyone. So I think that, you know, you may not have had it growing up, but definitely cling to those people that, you know, have those values, those morals, and that character. You know, we talk about men having male coaches and things like that. You have to cling and seek after that knowledge that you aspire to be like. And if not, you're doing yourself a disjustice. You're just part of the problem.
Y'all want to know why that it's not prioritized, the values and morals and the household and all that stuff? And I'm sure people probably said it on this channel before, but you can't, there's no money in that. You can't sell it to stability. You can't sell to stable households. You can't sell to households that are run by men, because most men are going to look at the TV and say that's BS. That's most of the time what we're going to do. They want us out of the house, running around, undisciplined. They want women raising the children or being the head of the household, struggling, doing a half-ass job, giving the kids leftovers. So they have to go to society for money or lessons or upbringing or code. And that's just the code of society. It's just going to tell you to go to the store and buy our products. So that's why they don't want all that stuff. They don't want culture. They don't want community. You can't sell to that. You can't control that. They want to be able to control us. They want us emotional. So when we're not together, that's when we're unstable, we're emotional. They can steer us here and steer us there.
Chris, Chris, I disagree, bro. We don't want it. We don't want it.
I'll give you that.
Because
I'll give you that.
we keep saying they, but they ain't the ones pushing it. They ain't the ones buying it. We are. Only it's 8 black people on this panel right now. And Negro. And I'll kid you not, I bullshit you not. I read the chat for the first hour and a half of the show.
I'm white.
And I'm not trying to call it the chat like that, but y'all are a prime example of what we have in society. Man, this is boring. Man, bring up Fatty because we need some shit to go down. Like did nobody even start listening to Mr. Let Go and Ricky started going at it.
It's just dysfunction. They crave dysfunction. So I agree with you, bro.
And I'm not gonna sit here and say that y'all can be entertained if y'all want to. If that's what y'all like, that's what y'all like. But I'm not gonna sit here and keep saying like, oh man, they trying to do this to us. No, we doing it to ourselves. That's why I said you can't save them. It is like this the society that we have right now, we created it. The things that we value, the things that we push, everything, we did that. And now we trying to put the damn, we done opened it up. Now we trying to put all the worms back in the can. And I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. We at a crossroad. Women ain't gonna be traditional no more, and neither are the men. However, there is a way to make this thing work. But you know what I mean? It's a way to make it work, and you got to come together and work together, or we can keep doing what we're doing and stay apart.
And this was why I'm against the talk about how there's no good men and no good women and all this bullshit. There are. And part of the reason why people think there are no good men and no good women, because the person that say it probably isn't. Because if you have a belief that something isn't there, you're not going to look for it. And if you see it, you're not going to believe it, or you're not going to be receptive to it. So you always have to have a positive mindset about what's out there in the world, regardless of what is money, opportunity, or man or woman. There are opportunities. You could become a millionaire. Like there's so many different things you can have and be or be with, as long as you just see that it's out there. So there are great women out there. Like my exes are great women. It just didn't work out. So the bottom line is, the reason why I know that there are great women out there, because the women that I dated were great women. It just didn't work out. So that's a perfect example. My choices are great. And that's one of the reasons why it's taking so long for me to find somebody, and it's taking so long for other people to find somebody, because sometimes we got to slow down a little bit and pay attention to what we're doing or whatever, so we can get it right the next time. But being so quick to just jump into some other shit, and then the person is trash. Now you think all men are trash or all women are trash. Is because you going too fast. You can't see the signs if you ride down the freeway too goddamn fast.
And that speaks to the society, though. The society makes us have to be extra selective or extra cautious because everybody's all over the place. And what Sweeney said, you on point, brother. I think just take us back to when we first started talking about the ego and how people don't want to be wrong. I think that's where we're at as a whole collective. We don't want to sit here and say, oh, we're going the wrong way. Or the way we're going is a lot more comfortable. It's not as hard, because the stuff that we're talking about is going to take work. It's going to take reflection. It's going to take accountability. It's going to be an uphill battle for us to really depend on us. It's almost like starting your own business. You don't have nobody else to blame. It's easy to be able to say, my boss this, they this. When we start out on our own path and separate and actually start to build something, the only people we got to look to is us now. And I think a lot of us aren't ready for that.
I say let's go to the time before social media. Honestly, I really do. I just say let's go back to what was that? What 2000 and what?
3, 4.
Like let's go back to that time and get rid of social media and shut that down for a little bit. Let people know that there is a real world out here. Let people know that you shouldn't be doing this stuff for likes. Who cares what you wearing? Who cares what you doing? Who cares what song you dancing to? It's not reality. And I think a lot of people are caught up, especially young people are caught up in cyber world, and AI is taking over everything, even for work. Like it's just crazy how technology is really becoming the mind, and people are not exercising their thoughts and what provokes them and what drives them and their morals and things like that, where we're talking about. It's just crazy how it's taken over, how technology is supposed to help us. Yes, it's definitely supposed to help us become progressive, but it's definitely setting us back
Yeah.
a long time as well.
Oh.
So
All right, let's get Jane in there. Nobody, I don't think you talked on this yet, and then we'll open it up. And I think Enaz, you haven't spoke either.
Yeah, thank you. After this, I actually got to go. Unlike Mr. Let Go, I haven't reached my dream yet of getting paid to speak, so I got to go to work in the morning. But I'm gonna say this. It's reference to the video. I think first of all, she would be a woman that I would definitely welcome on my platform, because it's a breath of fresh air to have an attractive woman with her type of mindset. What she's speaking about as far as building, I definitely see that day in and day out, especially when it comes to women that look like me. Most of them are not willing to build with the average man. A lot of women are looking for the man with the biggest bank account. And then as soon as something happens, or as soon as whatever, or if he's making the most money, you know, she's all on his ass. She's checking his phone, making sure he's not cheating, because she knows how much money he has. She don't want no other woman out there having him spend it, him spending it on her. A lot of women don't know what it's like to build. And I'm all about building. I'm all about starting from the bottom and getting there with my man. That is what's going to stick you. That's what's going to help you stick together. And again, I always go back to LeBron James and Savannah James. I love their story and who they are and what he is as a man and who she is as a woman. It ties everything of my perspective and what I'm for. And I think that, a lot of women, like she said, they don't know what it's like to meet a man halfway, or to, like I've already said, to help him build. Yeah, I think there should be more women that get that reality check, and the ones, and then I also say that men need to stop picking those kind. Men need to stop picking those kind that's just fine. I call it the booty trap. You get caught in between her damn booty cheeks, because that daggone booty is jiggling so bad. Them breasts sitting up so perky. That daggone weave is slapping her. Oh, I go there. I go all the way there.
But
so men need to leave those women.
It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, but keep on getting divorced then, choosing the wrong ones. So, I mean, at the end of the day, men need to look more farther than just a pretty face. Look into, okay, Mr. Let Go, stay in between that ass cheek. Stay there, bro. Yeah. But
that is exactly where he likes to be. Don't encourage that.
Stay there and keep on saying, I'm gonna call you out, even though I love you and I'm a fan of yours. I'm gonna call you out, because if you're saying that there's good women out here and you're referring to good women as your exes, ain't no woman in the world that has, ain't no man. Well, maybe I'm not a man, so I don't know, but I would like to believe, because I'm going back to my ex, or I have that door open if that's what he wants, right? Why would you let a good woman go if you dated her? Why not consider the fact that, okay, maybe time needs to pass for her to grow or me to grow, and maybe at this particular time, maybe it just wasn't for us right now. But if she's a good woman, it would seem like to me as a man, you would want to work on a good woman. You would want to work with her and work through it and see, you know what I'm saying? But maybe we don't really know what we really want. I do.
Oh, well, to answer that, yeah, I'm totally open with, going backwards or whatever, because I don't see it as going backwards, because what you just said makes a lot of sense. Sometimes people can separate and then they can start thinking about, because the thing about it, in my opinion, the biggest time you know that something's wrong or you got to fix something is when you're in a relationship. Because people can be single and thinking they healed, thinking they this, thinking they that. You ain't getting triggered. You ain't getting emotional. You ain't getting upset. You ain't getting scared. It's none of these things going on when you're single. But the second you get into a relationship, everything comes out and you're like, oh, shit. And then you go fix those things. So you got a person over here that don't fix their shit and a person over here that don't fix their shit. And now they come back together and they're better for each other. So I totally agree with that.
Right. So
That
at the bottom,
definitely
so all right. So moral of the story is, if I were you, if I could put myself in your shoes, ain't no way in hell with the scarcity of women out here, ain't no way in hell I would proudly say that my ex is a great woman and she's a good woman, but you know, she's just not for me. Hell no. If she's a good woman, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try to make that work. Because, like I said, it's scarcity out here, and like you said, we're not making it work. If you have a good woman and you know she's good, you work at that thing. You work through it.
Let me answer that. That's another good point. I don't go somewhere, I summon. All right. So that's just one thing about me. I summon.
In other words, take your ass back to your
my hand out.
Here we
I
go.
summon. I
Here
don't
we
run
go.
around, baby, da-da-da. No, I just go like this. I just summon. That's all I do.
For me, I don't believe in going back unless you're going back to the person you had a child with. Why are we going back?
Of course you don't. Yeah,
No,
a lot of women don't.
I'm asking that because I understand. Like, I see what you're saying.
Because there can be growth there.
they-
You don't start growing until you're in a relationship, and sometimes you don't start growing until you lose the person. Sometimes you don't grow until you lose something. You feel me?
Right.
This is the question. Like, let's say you believe in going back, because I think that statement is very like, I wouldn't say that to everybody, because you gotta make sure who you're going back to, right? So the person you deciding to go
Why
back.
would you go back? That's not even valid. Why would I go back to a man that's not? Come on now, let's be for real. Why would I go back to a man that's not worthy?
Scenario where the person is a good person.
When I say you're
Hold on, let Lady Di finish.
Hold
Oh,
on.
go ahead, Dan. Go
You
ahead,
can't
Dan.
just say I believe in going backwards, because if you are an ex, that person's an ex for a reason, right?
No.
No, that's not true, sweetheart. That's not true. That's not true.
We all
It's
have
not
exes,
true.
so you saying it's not true. I believe what y'all saying is not true. I have
No. What I'm saying is
that's
the
you.
person is the
That's
ex.
you, though.
Hold on.
No, I'm talking to her.
Hold on, Lady Di. The person is an ex for a reason,
Get out of
not
here,
the reason. You can turn around and see that the person is an ex for the right reason, or the person could be an ex for the wrong reason. And then you got two different people. One person probably left the other person, or one person left the other person. So it's a lot of variables when it comes to why two people aren't together anymore. And the bottom line is some people who don't believe in going back and some people who do believe in going back. And we have to respect both ideologies.
No, I'm not saying so. I didn't say that it was all the way like false. I'm saying that we just have to be careful how we say that, because you could go back to somebody, right? But then you have to kind of explain why you're going, like, if you're saying that, because people go, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back. We're gonna go backwards. I got like 5 exes. Cool. Which one am I gonna pick? Like, that's not how it goes. You gotta like make it make sense. Because how
you make the rules, though. You make the rules. You can do whatever you want to do.
You make the rules.
You make the rules. There is no rules of love. The beautiful thing about it, every one of my exes, I wish I can bring them up here. They will tell you that they would date me again. Unfortunately, it wasn't always the right time. So
Timing.
Yes, I stand for love. I stand for love, and I stand for putting faith. Like I've already said before, I stand for love. At one point, if you was able and capable and willing to love a person, obviously that love is there. You can always rekindle that flame or refuel the flame or respark the flame if you want to. But of course, I'm not going to go back to a man that was beating on me. I've never been beat on. I'm not going to go back to a man who, stole all my money. I've never done that. And there are people that just needed to separate in order to find themselves again. And he reached out to me. So I see that as a blessing.
So the thing about it is about timing.
Hold on, y'all. I would be careful listening to men that say they would date you again, because men sometimes they would smash you again. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure you test it. That's genuine. But when I say that a woman's future husband is usually in her past, I'm definitely not talking about a traumatic past or somebody you have a bad history with,
Of course.
bad breakup. What I'm really saying is that I've noticed this is the norm. Women actually curve the best men for them. They do. They're so arrogant that they think they can leave him as a placeholder and waiting.
Exactly.
So that's the dude I'm talking about.
Exactly.
And the worst part is most women try to double back. Gone. 29.7 years old, average age of first marriage. Right? So that's what I really mean when I say
I'm the 1%er though. So I'm not like a lot of women. I realize that already.
You may be.
I got about 2 exes that I would potentially marry if, you know what I'm saying, if everything was right. So
Why the
I
hell
got
ain't you married?
amazing exes.
Why aren't you married?
Right.
I just said that I have
Yeah,
at least
he
2
be
exes
talking about
that I
spreading
would
the ass
potentially marry.
cheeks on TV.
Just,
He don't want
can
to
you
be married.
Mr. Lego, can you be
Yo,
honest for 1 second and
the
just say,
man is getting paid to
I
speak.
love spreading the ass cheeks.
That
Let
stock
go. If
going
we put
up.
together a montage of Let Go, I'm telling you right now, I'm not a therapist. Let Go is no longer afraid of commitment, bro. He's afraid of commitment.
Why you say
Because
that?
Remember,
Playing his options.
remember. Listen. In this modern time, the black woman's God is money. The black man's God is sex. If he gets married, the hoeing stops. So he don't want to get married. That's why he don't want to get married.
and the thing is, hold on, wait. And the thing is, hold on, wait. And Mr. Lego, I would respect if you just said, bro, I ain't interested in getting married right now, man. I'm living my best life. I got these cards coming out. I got this going on. I'm just not interested. That would be the honest answer, and I can respect
Queenie,
that.
the
Stop
thing,
talking about.
look, I'm not looking to get married tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you old. How long you gonna wait?
Marriage probably in your cards for the next 15 years.
Your
You
AR
ain't looking at all.
Sweeney, JRC has seen the amount of pressure that is out there on me. I get it, but that don't mean I don't want to settle down. I'm not saying I want to do it tomorrow, but
you don't want to settle down. Just keep it real. Just say, hey, look, I'm not interested in settling down.
Nah, he's
Just
still
be honest.
touring. That's all it is. He's
You
touring.
exploring, you
The
sowing
ass
your royal
plentiful.
oats, you kicking it. You already had a marriage that you was in. Your kids are grown. You got a vasectomy. You cool. Just say that. Stop coming out here talking about marriage. And if the right one come along, the right one probably already there. You just like, nah. I know it sounds good right now, but I'm good. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. I can respect that. But you
Sweeney.
ain't got a lot of kick it.
Sweeney, go ahead, Lady Di.
Honestly,
I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. Sorry, I gotta go. I gotta be the
Have a good one.
4 o'clock. Thank you for having me, Lapeef. Everybody is dope. Y'all have a good night. Men are not the enemy. Peace, y'all.
Come on.
I was gonna say that some of y'all, like, you can say you want to backtrack, but some of y'all don't even deserve to backtrack to these good women and men that y'all talking about. Like with all these great
I don't
women,
deserve her.
you don't, because you, especially that most of your exes. So why do they deserve to have you back? And you
Hold
like,
on, what I said about most of my exes? I said 2 of them. I said 2.
He leave a wake of broken women behind him and talk about some, man, I got 2 of them I can get back real quick. Come on,
I
man.
ain't left no broken women behind. They good.
See,
And I know exactly to a certain degree what they doing, and I know they doing well. Have a great life.
Stay out the women's lives. Live your best life, bro. Stay out the way. Go on about your business.
JR, is after hours starting now?
Yeah, after hours starting.
Well, since after hours start, hold on. But since after hours started, let me go ahead and address something real quick. Because everybody was over here calling me a hypocrite or whatnot, because they was talking about how I was keying and ha-haing with Team Fatty last week when he was going at girl. The shit was funny, first and foremost. Second of all, hold on, wait. That was my fault. I didn't know my mic was on. Anywho, the thing is that the point is that I still value Team Fatty for more than just coming on and causing chaos. I actually value some of the things he had to say and everything. And I would never say, hey, JR, man, you need to put somebody else on. This show boring. That would never come out of my mouth. I value every single person that comes up here and talks because I enjoy the conversations, and I enjoyed watching the conversations for several weeks, at least the last year, before I ever came up on a panel. So I have nothing against Team Fatty in that regard. He was absolutely hilarious last week. But the reason why I valued him for the conversation wasn't because he was coming up here being Loki.
What is causing
chaos?
We were talking about relationships. You talking about
Oh, man,
what are you talking about?
No, because
that's what
I was reading the comments. You ain't read you probably wasn't reading the comments, but they was on my case, and I had to let them know, like, hey, look, there's a difference between me and y'all. Y'all just want to see chaos. I'm cool with the conversations we have.
Somebody said Mr. Let Go needs to be careful eating booty with those teeth.
Ew, I don't even know if that stuff correlate. But let me get these super chats read. And we're gonna launch the after hours. The link is in the chat for those of y'all that want to come up. Ali, if you still in the chat, shit, you the sponsor, you get first dibs, bro. Please come on up. All right, let's get these super chats read. I want to make sure I get all of these read. Darius Horton, $10. My question for the main topic: do we just start from the beginning? Do we start over by defining what men are, do, and the expectations for ourselves in society? The same for women. Brother Darkness, $10. Shouldn't be is the start of a non-accountability statement. Rebirth, $2. Let go can't find another single mom. Terrible. Big Ant, $10. And let go, you call yourself a coach. Your life's reality is undefeated. Thursday energy activated. I told y'all, you jinxed it. Sinisi Arnold, $5. What's up, Chica? Let go, stay talking, but never says anything. It's weird. Ennis, Clark Kent / Superman, Mr. Let Go, Mr. Delusional. Insane One, Ricky Williams for president. My man Martin, Chike LOL, Chike Auto, $5. MLG, stop talking too much and answer the damn question. There is nothing like right women. Stop running around, answer the question Ricky asked you.
Yeah, Ricky, where you go? Ricky done left, just ran off like we was getting good. And Ricky started running around like getting all emotional.
Ricky, he been looking for 20 years. LMAO. He divorced in 90-something.
What?
To go, $10. When you become the man of your house as a teenager, when you clearly know nothing, you are used to probably having some type of authority without the wisdom. Sounds like MLG. Reese, $2. It is Pride Month, guys. LOL. What is traditional? Chike Auto. MLG, if your ex-wife is still single, you need to go back to her and fix your bad self for quitting on her. No man, woman should listen to a quitter.
My ex-wife is remarried, and she has been remarried for at least.
Didn't you say that's your house? Nigga, go take her. You his daddy too. Didn't you say that?
No, my kids are under me. They don't live with their mama.
No, I'm just saying. That's
Go take her.
You know, I actually said that to my wife. I was like, you can leave me if you want to. I'm still your husband.
Oh, yeah, I'm still her husband.
Where are we going?
1,000%. She got two husbands.
Leave me to go where? Where are we going?
Damn.
Black guy, $5. Let go if an adult killed someone in a DV case. Are they still good people?
Talk about some. He don't know what good and bad is.
Okay. The answer would be that depends on who they get in front
Shut up.
of.
Shut up. Just shut up.
No, I'm just saying. You hold on. I'm just saying. I know people who have done crazy, some bad things, went to prison, came out of prison, now owns the goddamn prison and helping people. So, shout out to my guy.
That is like the most fucked up thing I've ever heard. You would
that is the most maniacal.
Look up Andre Norman. Anybody? Look up Andre Norman.
The lawyer? Is that
look up Andre Norman? Just Google Andre Norman. Google Andre Norman. That's my guy.
Gotcha. Last week
he did crimes and came out, and now he's an amazing person. So I don't know what y'all talking about.
That 1 in 100. All right, Team Fatty, $5. All right, that was fucked up. I was just fucking. Team Fatty, last week you seemed to have enjoyed the buffoonery. You probably still mad because I told you the stepson couldn't be calling their stepsucker dad. Like, I have to read it.
Didn't use it in a Team Fatty voice.
Look, it didn't make sense till I used the voice. Don't lie. It didn't make sense.
Should be called
sucker's dad.
Mod.
I'm dying. Mod.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
It didn't make sense till I used his voice. Z Jackson, $5. Stay close to people you think about daily. Find someone that makes your soul smile. Lover and friend 90s vibe. Don't waste time not promised. Love freely, guys.
Shout out to Cookie.
Sir Shy, $2. I love play boxing with girls double D. Bro, my favorite pastime. But if you only on double D's, you like it, you got to get them F's. Triple. Probably.
No, I don't know about no F's. Sheesh.
Probably.
That's where she gets your bras from.
Brawl World, if it's still open.
Brawl
Oh, you
World?
thought I didn't know?
Wow.
You thought I was just gonna be like, I don't know. Brawl World. All right, Chike Auto, MLG, take your old head off the market and get married. Stay away from ATL Cat. You too old for this. You making us look bad. Shake my head.
I actually do stay away from Atlanta Cat, just so y'all know.
The Rebirth. Cisco and Let Go tripping. Oh shit!
The buffoonery is going again. The buffoonery.
I was like, who is Cisco? Oh.
Who is Cisco?
Right.
What does that mean?
Hey, Mr. Lego, mute your mic. Don't nobody want to hear you laughing in the background. Mute your mic.
Never mind. Never.
Damn, she didn't even want to.
When
okay,
he was,
JR.
When he was the butt of the joke.
With your zoot suit. Damn. JR looked like a backup dancer in Smooth Criminal.
Sweeney, it took me a second.
When you was the butt of the joke, you wanted everybody to mute up when they was cracking up. Now all of a sudden you get the crack up because somebody that got called Cisco on the panel. Come on, man.
I didn't know who it was. I get it now. And it's not funny. It's not funny.
JR looked like a neo-soul FBI agent.
Man, y'all laughing hard as hell, ain't y'all?
Mute your mic, Mr. Lego. Mute your damn mic, Mr. Lego.
That was a good one. JR, let me borrow that hat and a pistol. I got a date tomorrow night. Let Go has too many narcissistic traits. Seek help. To go, $5. So did your guy do something bad and is now doing something good? MLG makes no sense. All right, y'all.
Something bad and is now
super
doing
chats
something
coming.
good. Exactly.
After hours is starting now. Anybody got to go? You know, y'all are. We're done with the topics for tonight. We about to chop it up and chill on the panel. The link is dropped in the chat for those of y'all that want to come up. Fatty and Ali, if you want to come up and speak on anything, if you guys smoke.
Bring the little red pill dudes and come up here and talk your little red pill crap. Come on, little red pill.
Good night, guys. Thank you for having me. Thanks, JR.
Good night,
See you
Precious.
guys. Good night.
I'm gonna skate too, y'all.
All right,
it was good talking with y'all.
Y'all follow them on their individual platforms. The Real Precious and Chris, he has his down there. Make sure y'all check out his stuff and his podcast. What's it called?
Just Another Podcast. Appreciate y'all.
Just Another Podcast. No doubt. We'll check you out.
Love.
I'm gonna check you out, brother.
Appreciate y'all.
Man, no doubt.
On everything, you type like you talk, bro.
I know.
On everything.
That's the autocorrect in Portuguese.
I could not even say it until I matched your accent.
But why do I have a Jamaican accent now?
That was Jamaican.
that was not. I like my accent is more like a Russian thing. You did the Jamaican one, so I don't get it.
Yeah, my bad.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Why you wearing that Laker jersey, man? They out of there. Go ahead and hang that up for the year.
He's loyal.
What did you say?
I said, why you got that Laker jersey on? Go ahead and hang it up. It's over with. We'll see y'all again next year.
Is your team still playing?
Hell no.
That's what I thought.
I mean, yours ain't either. So we all fishing around here.
Do you know how many bandwagon Denver fans I've seen in the last? No, people are so bad for that. Like Denver, right? Like what? Nobody's ever repped Denver. I don't even know people from Denver that rep the Denver Nuggets.
I ain't seen nobody's rep Denver since Melo.
Since Melo, oh yeah, I actually had the jersey, but that was just to be fly. Anyway, I think we do got another topic. I didn't go through all of them. We got one more. All right, let me get the video, then we'll chop that up, amongst other things. All right, so this next one, we see our kids act like us, or when we see our kids act like us, it becomes an issue. Here's a video.
Like I'm with a W, like I'm a whore.
But define that though.
Like I'm a whore.
What if Summer comes to you as pretty as she is and says, "Mom, I want to be a city girl"?
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
So Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
No. I want her raised totally different. Like, you know, I don't even want her to even see the light of day like that. Like I really want her to just be like you know, like level-headed, a schoolgirl, and she's on a whole nother ways. Like, you know, I kind of was raised different, so I don't want to raise her up how I was raised. So, you know, I'm a city girl, ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter.
What? Oh
Yo,
God.
I don't even want
These
to go.
mothers are
I don't
idiots.
even want to go, bro.
Oh my God.
Idiots. These look, I gotta go first.
You go ahead.
For
bro.
these stupid ass women to not realize that the same way that they were traumatized, they're traumatizing their own goddamn kids. But they're too stupid to realize that they're traumatizing their own goddamn kids. That is crazy. You don't realize you're an idiot and you're traumatizing your children. The fact that she doesn't know is what's crazy.
But the problem is she's saying she don't want her child to see it. Well, when she go to school, her friends got, you know, you on the phone. So how is that possible? Sounds like
And in the interview, she says, I'm a whole whore. In that, if she didn't see anything but this one interview, guess what? Damn, my mom's is a whore. Not a whore with a W. My mom is a whole whore. She said it 3 times. Stupid.
And you know what though? That's the part that threw me off, was that it's the fact that she sat here and said, oh, I don't want my daughter to see this. But you're the living example of what your daughter is going to.
Right.
How do you live the very life? And publicly, I could see if you was a low down hoe. Like you was off in the cut somewhere and didn't nobody ever really know who you was and none of that. You can't be a public hoe talking about I don't want my daughter to see me being a hoe. Oh, what planet do you live on?
You gotta remember, a whore. She said whore. She said it with a strong R.
Ain't nobody shaming her. She called herself a hoe.
Dumbass woman. She's dumb as hell.
well, I don't know, her daughter.
Her daughter got a dumbass mama.
Her daughter might be worse than her, so she better watch out. She don't want her to be like that. She needs to start changing now.
No, it's too late, because if she's putting it up on social media and she's doing these interviews later, it's too late. That stuff, somebody's gonna clip it somewhere. Her child's gonna become a teenager and she's gonna be the butt of a joke. Like, there's a point, especially with the internet, that I think people don't realize. Like, there's no coming back. Like, people are losing their jobs, they're losing their reputations over stuff they tweeted 10 years ago, right? Like, there's no cancel culture is so bad. Like, there isn't an ability to redeem yourself if you're not keeping clean all the way through.
So who is she again?
A whore.
No, seriously, who is she?
She's a whore.
Is she one of the city girls?
A whore.
Is she a rapper? Singer,
she's an idiotic parent that has a girl who hopefully won't become a whore like her, but she's an idiot. That's who she is.
Just take the whole title away.
Exactly. She don't need no title. She's an idiot.
Wait, so this is actually one of the city girls.
Yes.
Saying she don't want her daughter to talk about I want to be a city girl. Right. Meanwhile, your song went viral online. You done got millions of views. Your song went #1 on the charts. People been singing that shit all day on TikTok, but you don't want your daughter to know, or to don't know that you're a city girl.
Right.
You don't want her to want to be a city girl because you don't want her to know that you're a city girl.
She's doing what everybody does. They practice one thing and then preach another. I wish that everybody's healthy while I eat McDonald's at 4 a.m. Mr. Let Go tells people to get married while he got divorced 20 years ago and he's fucking everybody that is walking around this vicinity. That's what we do. We practice, we preach. We preach.
I don't understand
some
what you're
things.
saying. Can you speak English? I didn't understand.
Yeah,
what you're saying.
we preach some things. We say, hey guys, you should get married while I'm fucking around and not want to get married. Like this.
I just heard McDonald's and Mr. Let Go, so I don't know what happened.
that seems like a you problem. So yeah, it's exactly what happened. Like she's just dumb enough to tell it out loud. That's the only difference. Everybody is an hypocrite, and she's just dumb enough to tell it to everybody.
This is the same one that said she like golden showers, right?
Yep.
She
like
publicly, right?
Oh wow. She's only a lot of women like golden showers. She's just dumb enough to tell it in public. That's literally
a whore that likes to get peed on.
I say if she don't want her child to act like that, she need to act like she ain't got no money, because there's ladies out here that want money all the time. It seems like she has a little bit of it. She's giving her daughter a nice quote unquote luxury lifestyle because she's being a city girl. So if you tell her that, hey, this is not what I got it from, and you give her something different, but see, she's doomed either way. So I just think that she just allowed her daughter to be who she is because that's what she's doing. I know her parents probably didn't want her to do that, or somebody that looked, that was raising her. So.
But y'all have a good night. I'm finna go to bed. Appreciate y'all.
Come on.
Good night, y'all. Y'all know I do not stay up here that long.
No, I know.
I was about to say, die. I was like, this is abnormal for you.
Right.
All
right, y'all.
So since MLG talked shit about Rick leaving, I'm gonna say, MLG, you got the hell out of Dodge real quick.
Let go.
Yeah,
Let go.
He knows what's up. I just came in to address what Sweeney said, right? That shit that you shouldn't be saying that, Sweeney. That was a low blow.
What? What did I say?
Use me as an example. Oh, these people don't want solutions.
No. See, that's the problem. You didn't understand.
Why don't you go to She Critique then on Friday? Why don't you go to Trigger Mike show? Why do you go to the Thursday that is the messiest show?
I do King Talk, and I don't really join a lot of panels because I have.
But that's what I'm talking. But that's what I'm
Trigger
talking
Mike show is in the middle of the day.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking. Like, are you going to?
That doesn't mean I don't watch it.
Are you going on She Critique tomorrow? Are you going to?
Why do I have to go on the show?
Because you are a fan of solution-based conversation.
Fatty. Understand what I said. You've never once heard me say I won't watch a show because there ain't no drama on it. That's my point. I even said I never had a problem with Team Fatty. I even said. I know. I was glad about it. It wasn't a low blow. I was saying that people saying I'm not going to. This show is boring because Team Fatty is not on it. When they realize that, hey, look, the show is going to be what it is on a week-to-week basis, whether you on it or not. I enjoy that you were on the show, and I even said I enjoy your conversations on here. I didn't come here and was like, man, why can't Fatty come up here so we could talk shit? No, I like talking to you. I have no problem talking to you. Yes, you was on bullshit last week, and it was hilarious. But that ain't the only reason why I would ever want you on the show. That was my point. A lot of times people only want, and it ain't just you. It's a lot of times people try to pick pockets of when people are problematic, and they be like, oh, well, we need that person to come on so they can just cause chaos rather than being like, damn, like if you were to come up and have a sensible conversation, they would say the same thing. You know what I mean? And that's my point. That was my ultimate point.
Absolutely, but there's the thing. What you're known for, like a lot of people are not versatile, right? They can have a deep conversation, but they can they can't be entertaining enough. They are very entertaining and messy, but they can have a deep conversation. I do all of it. Trigger Mike knows about it.
Right.
Like,
that's why I'm like. That's why my thought wasn't
people. Yeah, absolutely. People know how to. Need to know how to code switch. I do it all the time. If I go on Fight Club, I'm one person. If I'm on my show, I'm one person. If I go on Lapeef Thursdays, I'm one person. If I go on She Critique, I know how to behave, right? That's why I told that it was kind of an interesting shot. But again, the world spins.
It wasn't a shot at you. It was a shot at society because it was all within the context of the question. That's why I said a lot of people can't be saved because even when the guy was talking about, oh well, values and all of that don't sell, and he's right. A lot of the times, we even send it on this panel. You don't even see the super chat start going up until somebody starts acting a fool. And that's Mr. Lego speaks to it all the time. He was like, man, there's a lot of super chats coming in based off of, you know what I mean? And that's what I was speaking to is like, is it really, do we really have to keep trying to tell these people that they should be moral and valuable and all of that? No, because they like what they like.
Absolutely. You shouldn't be changing the world. And that's why I thought he was unnecessary. But again, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying I'm taking notes. There's the thing. I take notes, and then when I see people on the streets, I actually listen to what they have to say. Because one thing that I find interesting on this space is like people get known for certain things that they do. And one flower that most people don't give me is that I'm one of the best debaters on this space, which is actually funny, right? So nobody mentions Fatty when we are having like shady conversations. And somebody says, man, I wish Fatty was here to have a really dope conversation about something that we talk about. But when everybody's having a dope conversation and somebody likes try to be messy, oh man, here we go. These people wanted to see Fatty. So, hey, again, I'm trying to pull my jokes on you guys. Triple doubles, some assists, some triples, gets behind the back. But it's fine. It's totally fine. And I hope the dinner was good, JR. I don't know why you dressed like that, but they're saying that you dressed like Inspector Gadget. I don't know who he is.
No, I was Humble Dad's wedding.
No,
okay. Humble Dad wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, you did get married this. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's actually pretty dope.
Was that today for real?
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, who gets married on a Thursday?
I love middle of the week wedding shit. I love that.
Golly, I ain't never heard that.
Humble Dad got married, and Mr. Lego still looking for his lady 20 years afterwards. 20 years later, still looking for it.
We should make that a weekly segment.
If Mr. Lego found his wife already.
In fact, we should make that a show.
Just fucking around. They want to say it. Doesn't want to say, but he's smart. He knows what he's doing.
Looking for love.
He knows what he's doing.
Ass eater extraordinaire. What else?
Trick, I'm surprised you still up, man. You normally be clocking out right about now.
He was a yarn like him.
I got about a solid 15 more minutes in me.
I'm about to be out because shit.
Lapeef, what about those reviews? When is that coming?
Tomorrow? Reviews for the show?
Yeah, you said last week.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some reviews.
Tomorrow morning. We'll go through it.
Are y'all ready to close it out or what?
Yeah. I'm going to another stream, picking a fight. Sweeney summoned.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, Sweeney summoned me. I have to do my job now.
All right, y'all. Oh, matter of fact, we got a few super chats that came in to go. So did your guy do something bad and is now doing something good? MLG makes no sense. The 12th Scottish in my oppresses me every day. 12% Scottish. I'm weak at Trigger doing the fatty accent. I tried. It didn't work. How Jamaican accent are poor, LOL.
I told you.
Let go was sweating harder than a hooker in church. He got out fast. Team Fatty. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through tonight. Always appreciate your support for the Lapeef Network. We are out. Have a good night.
Misfit got a quick lit on a crash course from the tattered garment to the tabloid. Spoke how I live it into existence. I'd be ahead of myself, but the bank account did jump up a couple figures. But like nobody could fuck with us. I'm a flight risk. I play at one of the stars in the Hollywood Hill, the space station couldn't even get in touch with me. Praise faith that I